bad, bro.
Oh, he broke his arm recently or what?
Yeah, and he got like a steel plate, dude.
He like almost died.
Fuck.
Playing basketball?
Dude, but the way he fell, that's like
He put like a max effort jump.
He big boy fell.
yeah.
He did like a max effort jump and like his body just gave and he fell.
That's the other
And
way
he
of
fell
putting
and
it.
he like rolled over to the point that his arm's like this and you just hear him like
And he gets up and his arm stays that way.
I think he went to the hospital and he broke his arm and his leg too now. Or something. He broke 2 things, I think.
That man's youth came out for a split second and then
The
just...
femur.
No, he used
No, that's not the femur. This
that's femur.
That's
Right?
femur,
Yeah, he broke his femur and then I think it's like in the bone in his bicep. I forget what the fuck it's called.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not fucking...
But he flipped it backwards though.
Oh.
So yeah, it was like, fuck. You
You know,
plate here.
you know
and a plate here.
how Peter Griffin looks when he falls down and
Yeah, when
Yes.
he fucking die down the stairs, yeah.
There's like no fucking other way of putting it.
He
It's
stands still on the floor like that, just
like, bro, why do you look like Peter Griffin after eating shit?
yeah, that's exactly what he looked like to me.
fucking dude.
Dead ass. Oh my god.
This?
Yeah. You already know I gotta turn the light down.
I need to buy some ammo.
You gotta let it go down a little bit, you know, to get the
fuck you guys.
get the mood going. Get the mood
Fuck
going.
with him spraying the condoms.
Stop! I'm not sponsored.
I don't know why you said that, and I just got a brilliant idea. But it's a horrible idea at the same time.
That's all great ideas are.
Hey,
That's how. Yeah.
so do you remember fucking Claudio the Chance of Meatballs?
Yeah.
How he has the spray on shoes? How about a spray on condom?
Spray
You
on
get your
condom.
nuts too, bro. Just
Fuck that.
For hydrodynamics.
Fuck
You know,
that.
100%.
I almost want to burst your bubble.
But every
Don't
time,
tell me.
but you won't be able to pee.
There is a flex.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's a horrible idea. Like, imagine trying to
No,
take
no,
a
no,
piss.
no, no.
Get the
No, they already
flexio.
got it, guys. Exactly.
Get the flexio shit, dude.
Flexio
Fuck,
is
dude.
already a spray.
Oh my
Imagine
god.
your dick would explode.
Oh, but you make her come fast. That's adding like a half-inch layer.
You're not gonna feel
Fucking
any-
You know what
courage.
you have to do though? You'd have to.
Oh, you're not gonna feel a fucking thing.
You have to fucking have a hard on for you to put it on.
Well, no shit. But then when you lose the heart, it's still gonna stay there. So
Yeah,
you
well,
just
that's right,
yank your
but-
Yeah,
fucking-
she can-
But if you
She
do
can
it
help
without the
herself
hard
even when
on,
you're done.
if you do it without the hard on and put it
your life
on,
support is gonna be Viagra, dude. Keeping your shit up, like, oh my
You're not
god.
gonna
my
feel anything, so you
God.
gotta finger blast your butthole.
oh my god.
Just to keep it going. Just like revving an engine.
Real quick, it's like, oh, let me get into there.
Like those dudes that take them, what is it, the massage guns, and they put it on their arm, and their fingers just go. You gotta have one of those strapped to you at all times.
I always thought those
Down
were
your
like
pants.
fucking makeshift vibrators.
Oh,
So yeah, there's like a sleeve,
oh shit.
so you make it thicker.
No.
Yeah, I seen it the
No
other day. And I was just
way.
like, wow. So it's like
I'm like, I'll think.
I would-
What sleeve? What kind of sleeve?
it's like a cock sleeve.
No more
I
tiny
know about
meat
cock rings. You can make your dick vibrate. and
I
shit
know
like
that
Yeah,
one.
I
I
don't
know
know.
that one's
I've
pretty
I've heard
cool.
that one, but I don't really know how that works.
It
It's-
literally sits in the base of your balls and your dick, like at the end of it.
Like
I've never heard anyone
like around
say
your
call
cock.
it
So
balls
this is
and
your-
dick instead of dick and balls.
This is your dick. This is your balls. So it goes right here,
all the way towards the back.
all the way to the back. So you know where the
Dude,
the
there's
ring
even-
of the condom ends? Right there.
That'd be the same spot. But
Yeah.
like, I've even seen some that have like a little finger that comes out. Right
Oh
there.
yeah.
And you gotta wear those like right side up, so it hits like right in the clit.
Yep.
It's like, oh my god. Dude, insane.
Fucking
I
crazy.
bought one for Ramon.
Oh, okay.
Reason why he has a kid right now.
Oh, God.
I was like,
gosh.
don't buy one.
Wait, it's
You put a
she's
different
born
kind of
or
ring
he's
on it.
born?
No,
Was it-
yeah, he just
he
she.
just- She?
He had a
She's
daughter.
born? You're already when?
2 days before your birthday.
Jesus.
It was the 31st, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the 28th.
That's crazy. How happy or what?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He was shitting bricks though, but I was like,
Today's the 3rd.
Why?
It's the 31st.
What?
Oh, but 2 days
Like-
before my birthday.
he was just like,
He
You know?
he had that
So
one to fuck.
yeah,
moment.
so he's-
was that how you had it too?
no, it didn't hit me till like fucking, I don't know, maybe like a month after. I was just sitting at my mom's house in the living room looking at Darcy like, fuck, I got a kid now. And you know, and it wasn't like during the whole duration that Maria was pregnant. It was just like after the fact that Darcy was born, I just kept thinking about like, I can't go anywhere without getting a babysitter now. I can't, like, I started thinking about shit like that. I was like, I'm gonna fuck up her life if I just leave Maria right now. I was like, hey, I'm not gonna lie. And this shit always crosses my mind. I don't think about it 100% of the time, but it crosses my mind a lot. And I always just think back to that fucking Iron Man 2 or Iron Man 3. My daddy left to go buy lotto tickets, but he must have won because that was 7 years ago.
Fucking
I'm like, think if I won the lottery too, I would have dipped.
Oh, fuck.
Well, how big was the lottery? That's the real question.
Yeah, that's true. It was a couple 100,000, maybe not.
No, a couple 100,000.
That's crazy.
Now let's be real. A couple 100,000, you're still leaving.
I was still excited.
That was a couple 100,000 that she didn't make. You made.
That's some funny shit.
A couple 100,000 I'm gonna spend on the kid and not the wife.
Exactly. You're only obligated to the kid, not the person you come in.
And just enough for a gun that I want, and that's about it.
Like, there has to be a legit gun, though.
Well, yeah, a legit one.
The one that you've always wanted, though.
Don't
I'll
have
fucking get a bazooka, dude.
Not even a gun. He's like, the one gun you've always wanted. I want a bazooka.
Oh, fucking bazooka.
This fucking guy.
Fucking
A
RPG.
grenade launcher?
You can have an RPG. You can get it already. You just can't have the fun rounds.
Yeah. Oh,
Unless
yeah,
you're in
sure.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Unless you're in Mexico. Then you can get the fun rounds.
¿Qué pasa, kid?
Hey, you soy Michoacán.
Send me a rocket, cut.
Fucking dude.
Shoot your ass.
You know full well that they could smuggle an RPG across.
They
Oh,
have.
yeah.
They've always have.
You know
The only
that?
reason they haven't whipped it out is because they know what Americans do to people with RPGs.
That's
They're just
crazy.
like, I don't want to get drone strike.
I was looking into that, and it was like a lot of the cartel, what they use. I forgot what cartel. A lot of the guns they use, they're actually American.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're like LAPD though. Like LAPD confiscated guns,
Mm-hmm.
then they'll be sold, and then they'll be transferred across the border.
Yep.
And I'm like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me when the cartel's killing the fucking Mexican cops because they're using an American military fucking arsenal?
Yeah.
I was like, huh? Go figure, huh?
Well,
fuck.
what's even crazier is the way that they get those guns is even funnier. So
Oh, yeah.
we don't even talk about how the cops get the guns to begin with. You don't
Mhm.
think back to how the
Oh,
criminals
oh,
got.
God.
You know what they did? They rammed their truck inside of a gun store's front doors and just
Just-
snagged everything off the shelf.
Loaded.
Yeah.
They're just, give me that, grab the ammo. All right, we're good.
I'm a nose.
Right? Untraceable, right? Because the serial number isn't issued to anybody. You know,
Yeah.
they put maybe like 3-4 bodies on it, right? Before they're caught with it or before it's dumped.
Or sold off again.
Yeah, or sold off again. Then the cops pick it up, right? And then a dirty cop's just like, we ain't got enough inventory space, so instead of incinerating, breaking them, or whatever, which cost a ton of money, might as well just sell them and make money off of
Yeah.
it. Right?
And
And
pocket
then
that
poor
shit.
little Pablo down in Sinaloa gets freaking popped by 5 dudes in a truck. And he's just like, okay.
I kept looking into like all those videos back when like El Chapo's cartel was getting hit up. I was like, wow, dude. Like the fucking attack helicopter with a minigun, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, bruh, they
In broad daylight.
broad fucking daylight. They fucked that nigga up.
Yeah.
They tore that motherfucker to shreds.
That's what happens when you're neighbors with the biggest arms dealer in the world.
This is
Pretty much.
insane.
You get some kickdown, Dan. It's wild.
Well, that was an interesting start to everything. I already hit record
Oh,
like
shit.
A long
like,
time ago.
almost 10 minutes ago. But I
Love
mean, I guess there can be introductions now. I guess this will be the official second episode. We tried doing a second episode last time, and I fell asleep in the middle of it. Probably like twice. It was just a boring one. We did it right after work, and I was literally in the chair like that.
Ready.
Yeah,
to
but
go.
we were drinking too.
I had a drink, and I was tired from work.
Yeah,
And
we were pretty out of it.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
I just heard Gus mumbling,
Yeah.
and it was putting me to sleep.
Yeah, I think we faded away slowly.
And there was a
That's
part
what
that I was
happens
kind of
when
like, I looked at him, I was like, oh shit, this guy's still talking. Didn't look to me for advice or anything. He was just like, yeah.
I turned around and this was already half
And they
asleep.
cuddled together.
I didn't think.
No, that's why we sit in separate chairs now.
Who's the little spoon? Gustavus a little spoon.
Pretty much.
You're definitely a little spoon.
Pretty much.
I have like 40
The only
pounds.
nuts that'll be touching his butts are mine.
I have like 40 more pounds on him. Between dudes, big spoon, little spoon is definitely decided by the weight.
Yes. I'm always big spoon. Sorry, guys.
I spooned Eddie when we can't.
That's all
I'm
right.
sure you
did. Me being who I am.
Yeah.
On that
Hell
second
yeah.
that second day was
that hairy ass and that hairy bag can't be
Yo, how about
warm,
the second
man.
day when he's
I
farting on
felt
your
you
nuts?
shivering from
That
fucking-
too.
Second day when we're just farting on everybody.
Oh my god, ripping ass.
Freddie.
No, that was
Freddie or
Freddy's
is
presence, bro.
No, they rip hot ass, but we had the mushroom farts.
We're slowly coming down on.
Oh yeah, that's how you said that you come down from.
Yeah.
that.
you come down from there.
Gassing up.
You just
Well,
get-
It's like
yeah.
that. It's like when you have.
So now you know next time you have a hard trip and it goes bad, just start farting. Don't
No,
start.
yeah.
Don't take gas X.
And
Fuck, you're fucking
don't-
up for hours.
Don't chug half a gallon of milk.
Just start putting the beer duster up your butt.
Oh my god, that was horrible.
Just start fucking huffing and puffing and stuff. So I can get
Dude.
air.
Swallow some
I
some
hella
air. or
forgot
something.
about the milk. And the only reason I remembered
The hot Cheetos.
yeah, the hot Cheetos is because I remember seeing that shit
'Cause it
outside
came
the
out-
tent and I was
'cause
like,
it came out pink.
It was just,
Oh, the
no,
coffee.
No, that was
2
that
sugars.
was
2 sugars.
I was fucking.
I don't remember
I was
that.
fucking no.
You don't
I
remember?
remember the 2 sugars
I was
joke,
eating
but I don't-
Cheetos. I mean Cheetos.
Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its, yeah.
Cheez-Its and
Cheez-Its.
milk, bro.
Oh,
That's
in
what
the-
I was just
No,
eating,
no,
eating,
no.
eating and
The
eating.
didn't have
the
milk.
Cheez-Its was in the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Milk was the
Oh,
first
Cheetos.
The Cheetos when you want to go.
You weren't there.
You wanna
You weren't
go?
there. You were. I don't know where the fuck.
Okay,
you were
so can we start the podcast?
at. Okay.
No, with that story. We'll start with the introductions. Obviously, it's Cheech.
And Gus.
And we got 2 extra guests. Well, Stan was here for the first one, but obviously the first time for Ed.
Yeah. Of course, you know Stan is your brother Cheech.
Yeah,
Eddie.
long time friend.
Coolest
Much
brother.
long
Always been
time
around.
friend. Much long time
Everybody's
friend.
favorite brother.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Harry-
Big ass motherfucking
Harry fuck.
Tom Segura looking motherfucker. Without the broken arm. Without the
Yeah.
broken arm.
I got hot still.
There's still time.
I'm still intact.
So yeah.
Tom Segura's youth fell out of him and got into Ed.
Oh fuck.
Fell out of
Got
him
into
with
Ed.
Such speed.
that's yeah.
It ejected out of his arm straight into Ed.
It was like-
Since
I was gonna say it was like in My Hero when All Might's losing his powers, slowly going away, and you
And
see
then
the and then you see the other guy getting stronger.
So this is like what following up the first episode and
No, this is not following up
No?
the episode.
No.
No.
it's
No.
just,
Goodness, no.
this is just checking this
Goodness,
episode.
no.
This
New thing every
episode,
time.
the gap between this episode and last episode is like the same time it
Couple
takes for like 2 colony ships to land on Mars.
Jesus.
You'd almost be having a kid by now.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
Eddie's having another kid. Shit.
You'd almost be having a kid by now.
Nobody knew about the first one.
Uh,
I mean, we knew about her, but so far through the podcast,
Do
nobody.
you even know what your kid's gonna be?
Not yet.
Not yet. When's that happen? Like 6 months?
Two more weeks. I'll find out.
yeah.
Okay, that's pretty soon.
It's pretty soon.
Oh, how
Right, if
how
it's a
long
guy,
have you guys
what are we
known?
naming it?
We've known since November.
And oh yeah, actually.
That's
You
But
guys-
how
you
how
guys-
far along was she when you guys officially found out?
When we found out? Fuck, she was, I believe, 2 weeks. She was 2 weeks pregnant when we found out. She got pregnant in
so like
October.
Damn, you guys found out pretty early.
Yeah, well, because you guys were hella.
Damn, you didn't
hella
even get the
trying.
grace period of
You were-
of like
you
not
were-
dreading it.
You were like on top of that with the menstrual thing and all that bullshit. You know what I mean?
So once he saw the cravings again, he was just like,
Yeah.
"Fuck,
Nah,
But
yeah.
Cravings was like
the
the dead
cravings,
giveaway.
big tell.
He's just
Yeah.
like, fuck,
The cravings.
bitch
was
wants
weird.
ranch and apples. God damn it!"
That's some fucking weird ass shit, bro.
Well, you caught her eating that?
Yeah.
Just
Okay,
fucking
so
munching
she-
on it like
so-
a rat.
But like it's not like there was like a little bit of ranch on the apple. Like she was straight up dipping apples.
Like she
on
was
it.
dipping.
No,
peanut
yeah,
butter
Like
on
straight
I
it.
was
up
thinking-
chip and dip.
Yeah,
With
I was,
apple
I was
dip?
thinking. Remember the old like
Yeah, fuck.
McDonald's commercials where they gave you apples and caramel,
Oh,
and they had it,
yeah.
and they had it on the commercial where they're just like
Dip the
it's
apple.
drenched.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly
Yeah,
what I thought.
thick dip.
Jeez.
Ugh.
but just in ranch.
I forgot about
ranch?
that.
Did she pick like buttermilk ranch, or was she an animal and just went Hidden Valley?
I don't know, to be honest.
It's a budget household.
Oh,
it was
no, because it was a fucking ranch from Starbucks, so I don't know.
Ranch from Starbucks?
Yeah, they make their own little shit in the little...
Yeah, the little packets.
They make their own little lunches.
Oh, it's like a little...
the little packets.
So some knockoff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just like dog shit.
It
was most likely
Ranch.
Hidden Valley.
It was to make look like Pacifica Ranch,
like,
but it probably some
it's
dog
like
shit.
it's like
Hidden Valley in a fucking container.
It was like that
It was
ranch. It was
avocado
that
ranch.
ranch from high school. You know the one that give you the one that give you the fucking salad. Though?
You know how many times I blew those things up?
Those fucking
on
ranch,
accident
man.
too, just stepping and just.
Probably one of those.
Dude, those things were I swear they like put a couple of explosives in those things. Those things blew up when you stepped on them.
Yeah, pretty much.
They had no business exploding as badly as they did.
Hands down. I don't think any of us can relate with that. I've never stepped on that and popped one.
No, I never did.
You
Little
have?
bleachers, bro.
I never did.
Fucking the bleachers.
How about you?
Oh my god.
How about
Just
you?
shoot somebody in the back with them.
On purpose or on accident?
Fuck no. Somebody thrown that shit, and when I popped it, I forgot who was walking like below me. But when I popped that shit,
You told me that.
Yeah, I got him all over the ass. I was like, I saw it happen. I just started walking past him.
Yo, was it me? I don't know who stepped on
Like
that.
shit, sorry, homie, I'm out of here.
I was coming
like,
back
man,
from,
it sucks.
lunch or something.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, that's
It was
never
at least like
happened to me.
3 or 4 that I stepped on accidentally.
No, the most fucked up thing I remember doing with all the fucking condiment packets was like the barbecue sauce. I remember twisting them, folding them, and sticking them under like the little toilet seat part.
Yes.
So when somebody would go to take a shit, they
It
just
explode off the side.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
barbecue sauce all over the back of your knees and shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
They probably thought they shit in the back of their
Yeah,
leg.
pretty
Yeah, they're like, whoa, that was some explosive shit, bro.
You
Like,
start smelling it. It's a barbecue.
I
What
want
the
to smell
hell?
the barbecue sauce. Or like
Wow.
mustard.
Did I have barbecue?
The worst part is if
mustard.
you don't want it like
Mustard.
on your
Mustard
shorts
would
or
have been.
pants.
Yeah, mustard would have been tight.
You can't see that. You can always see mustard on pants, bro.
Yeah.
That's just stains.
Yeah.
Man.
Just
What
like,
would've
wow,
been-
how'd
what
they-
would've
I will never forget, though, the day I left one really fucked up. And I remember, like, during the period after lunch. Yeah, it was like 5th period or whatever the fuck. I want to go to the same restroom just to go see the aftermath.
It was terrible.
Oh.
Wait, but depending on how many did you
No, because that's the fucked up part. Because those same thick ranch packets from the fucking salads,
Yeah.
I folded those motherfuckers and I put 2 right there, and then I put like I think it was like barbecue sauce facing outward. So like ranch came out the sides and fucking barbecue under your knees,
He's
bro.
making a fucking Picasso painting.
That was-
So,
I kid you not.
Making a
So
Pollock
you know
sign.
what? You know when an explosion goes off and you can see like the burn marks of where everything went? I kid you not, you can see the fucking path of where the barbecue sauce and
Yeah,
shit
his
went.
legs and stuff.
Bro, like everything was clean
It
for where your legs
projectile.
would be at, bro. Right where your legs
from
would be at. That shit was clean.
everything.
It just ran down.
I think we knew this already. When we start a mercenary team, Eddie's definitely gonna be the explosives guy.
Oh,
yeah.
IED
He'll
right
slip
here,
a stick
homie.
of dynamite in your ass and
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
it.
No, well, he kept fucking saying that. Oh, I'll bring this piece and this piece, and we
Yeah,
can just fucking
dude,
pour some
I
of this.
swear to
His
God.
calling
He was
card would
already
be that
making-
he only puts explosives in toilets.
No,
He
he
was
leaves a
already
packet of
making
barbecue
them.
sauce.
My calling card.
He blows up your toilet, leaves
There's a
pack
pipe
of
bomb
barbecue
with a
sauce,
fucking
and
barbecue
that's
fucking taped to it.
He's making Molotovs out
Yeah.
of barbecue sauce bottles.
And he does it the annoying way where he like barely cuts the barbecue packet and then just squeezes it everywhere.
That's
All right, what's your name then?
Oh
Mad
shit.
shitter.
Mad shitter.
Mad shit.
IED Ed. Oh my god.
E.D. Ed.
I was trying to think of one that would fit like barbecue, like BBQ or something in there.
BBQ
Nah,
bomber.
IAD Ed's pretty good.
BBQ bomber.
Yeah, the BBQ
The
bomber.
BBQ bomber.
Mr.
Oh my God.
Mr. Bombastic. Mr. Bombastic. Fucking
Yeah, barbecue bomber's pretty good.
Yeah.
Cheeech Gus sauce. I'll never forget that motherfucker. I swear to God.
The guy was so dumb.
Oh my God.
Who? Do you remember in Garrett-based class, it was him and like some dark dude that we sat next to also?
Yeah.
Like behind him?
Oh,
I hated that dark guy
Fucking
so much.
Gerald or Gerardo? Where the fuck?
Gerardo.
What Jordan?
Some
You weren't even going to school
fat.
with this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. So what the fuck?
It was some fat, dark, bite-sized dude.
Yeah.
And he had his sister looked identical to his ass.
Jesus, that sucks.
He was not.
No.
I hated him. He was so annoying.
Oh yeah, dude. And Justin Reese. Remember that asshole in that class?
Yeah, he's all the way sitting by Garibay.
Who?
Justin Reese. Remember Reese?
Yeah, I remember that fool. I remember him trying to be a. Oh, I saw him a couple times, like after high school. He was wearing like a cowboy hat and boots. Like he was all cowboyed out. I said, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he looked at me and was like, "Who are you?" I was like, "What the hell? You don't recognize me?" I mean, we went to school and shit.
Yeah, Brenda.
Brenda. The thing was in elementary. In elementary, I had a class with him for like fucking like two grades, you know, and I'm like, damn, dude. It's like, you don't remember me? It's Gustavo. He's like, no, I don't remember. I was like, oh man, we went to school together and stuff like that. And I'm sorry, man. I just don't remember. I was like, oh no, it's alright, man. I mean,
you want to be a square ass bitch? You can be a square ass bitch.
I was like, oh, it's alright, man. I mean,
it happens. He had to lose his identity when he lost his hair.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, that's why the hat came along.
Reese, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey,
he disappeared.
Saying that reminded me of the best fucking curve to somebody I pulled off after high school. Remember Joe Alex? Yeah. Motherfucker, I remember the joke we made up. He's so fat they had to give this motherfucker 2 names. I was like, Joe and Alex. I was like, oh my god.
Hey, he was a fat fuck,
oh my
man.
No, with Cardenas, bro.
Oh,
move the fuck over, fat ass. Do you wanna die?
Do you wanna die? The thing was, I think he struggled to get out of the bus seat, man.
He did, dude.
Oh, dude, that shit was classic, man.
He was out of breath to get out of the fucking bus seat.
Do you want to die?
He had to walk through the bus sideways.
Oh, man. That shit was funny. Freaking Cardenas got into his face, man.
I'll never forget that, dude.
Yeah, that dude
was so mad.
Yeah, dude. He was hella mad. I think that was like a trigger right there for him, you know?
The fuck up, fat ass.
I don't know. Was he trying to freaking like?
I remember everything. I remember everything. I got on the bus. I was like 1 or 2 people behind Cardenas, and Joe Alex was behind us. I saw Cardenas sit down on one of the chairs, and some kid left his jacket on the bus on the ride before us. So he got the jacket, he threw it across to the empty seat, and I sat down probably like 2 seats in front of Cardenas, and Joe Alex sat where he threw the sweater. Joe Alex grabbed the sweater, threw it back where Cardenas was sitting. Cardenas didn't have that, so he threw it back at him, and then that's when they started yelling at each other.
That's just great.
Story. That was great.
You missed the good part already, but then it escalated, and it turned into like I don't remember what they yelled at each other, but I know it was something like, "Oh, just leave the sweater." Like I threw it there first, and he was just like, "No," and Joe Alex bothered me so much because he wore the same damn brown jacket.
Yeah.
In winter.
Stinky ass dude, bro. Stinky ass dude.
Fuck no, dude. I remember.
Honestly, I can't remember him wearing anything other than that jacket.
Exactly, man. I think he was saying something about like it being his father's or something. I don't know what the fuck.
Well, that's cool, but I mean,
shit, wash it, nigga.
I'm pretty sure your dad washed it.
I'm pretty sure your dad wore this shit too, motherfucker.
Well, I mean, if it's his dad's jacket, hell yeah. But like, I'm pretty sure your dad washed that shit. Anyways,
it's not that. Just have hygiene. Like high schoolers had no hygiene.
No, hell no.
No, nobody did.
Bro. The nickname we gave him in shop class, I'll never forget.
What was it?
Push rod.
Push rod?
Because we pulled out, I kid you not, it was like 18 inches long and like a ½ inch in diameter. It was a push rod. It goes in a big ass diesel engine. And this dude named Neil, I remember he was a senior at the time.
No wonder you called him push rod. That boy was diesel.
Big ass built dude, right? Nobody fucked with Neil. And Neil thought it would be hilarious because Joe Alex is a fat boy. His fucking crack was always showing. Bruh. Neil got that push rod like a credit card. It went right into his fucking crack. Oh my god, I never seen a big boy move so fast. Since then, the fucking name stuck. Push rod.
Fucking dudes, man. Didn't you say that he fucking he had a list
Oh,
He
yeah.
had a list.
I remember.
Alex?
Yeah, Mr. Williams told me about this. Well, it wasn't necessarily a list.
Damn, how many kids had a list out?
Bro, no.
I just remember
this
one
was
other
good.
one.
This one was at, like in the college though, at Madera Community.
Oh yeah. I remember you
So
telling this story.
surprised.
Yeah.
High
Well,
school of all places never got shot.
didn't he write
hold
a
on,
letter?
let me finish
Well,
the story.
okay,
No,
go ahead,
it was like
So-
it was like a whole ass essay. I guess his writing professor had him do. And I don't remember.
Wait. That didn't finish the story.
Oh, wait, were you-
I remember this story.
Yeah, the one on the bus.
Oh, okay.
Because they were yelling. They were just yelling. I just remember them yelling at each other, and then like out of nowhere, Joe Alex explodes and he slams both the seats. I'm just giving a description for the.
And you know those bus seats are loud when you smack them.
Yeah, they're
So,
leather.
like, weird.
Oh, they were like fake
Like
leather.
fake
yeah.
leather,
Fake
but they're
leather.
empty on the inside.
Yeah.
So just.
Yeah. He smacks both of them and he stands up hella fast. He goes, "Do you want to die?" And I think the only person that was mad was Cardenas, and everybody around was like all Cardenas' friends because it was like Fed and Elliot and Will and stuff. And then it was like me, you, and I. Were you there?
Yeah, I was there.
And
Jonathan Reyes.
yeah,
Fucking
George Reyes.
George Reyes, there we go.
George
George
Reyes.
Reyes.
Everyone that was
Cisco.
cool with
Yeah.
Cardenas,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we were
Practically
laughing.
the whole bus stop, you know?
The whole 1 or
Block.
2/3 of the back of the bus, was,
Yeah.
The whole 1/3 of the back of the bus,
Yeah.
literally.
and we all started dying.
Dying, bro.
As soon as he said that shit.
We were just laughing, dude. We were
Like,
laughing
oh my
our
God.
ass off.
And it's funny
No,
because
Bushrod.
it's a really like stiff threat.
Yeah.
Like you
It
tell
was-
somebody, "Do you want to die?"
It was a
That's
very
like
stiff threat.
you kind of like oh shit, like do I want to die? But we couldn't take it serious from that
No,
guy.
that's the thing. Is
Fuck.
like,
I don't remember what Cardenas said. He was like, yeah, you fuck something. I don't know. He
Sit the
said,
fuck down, you fat fuck.
yeah, I think
Something
so.
like
I
that.
don't know. I think he said some shit like that. And I was like, fuck.
I wish that were me because I would have been like, "You gonna kill me like a box of donuts or what?"
Oh my
Dude.
You're gonna
god.
start with the whole start with my mouth or my butt, you fucking dipshit.
Oh fuck, man. I don't know.
you can start with your dick.
I think, and then that's when the bus driver like fucking butted in. I think that's when he was like coming towards them.
Well,
and shit.
yeah, we just all sat down and they settled down and we
Yeah.
just laughed our asses off.
That
the
shit
whole...
was funny.
As soon as
bro.
he got off the bus, we were all like, "Do you want to
No,
die?
no,
Do you want to die?"
I couldn't give a fuck not. I remember that too.
Fucking
Clear as
kids,
day.
man.
Walking off the fucking bus. Still laughing about the fucking incident that happened 15 minutes prior. You wanna die?
Imagine the whole ride home though after that shit, dude. Like fucking, do you want to die? Like everybody, dude.
Man.
That was funny. Man.
Imagine a potential school shooter getting made fun of for telling somebody, "Do you want to die?" It's like ironic,
dude.
Yeah, it's so ironic.
Fucking dude.
So, anyways, he moves on to college.
Oh yeah, and then I guess like the professor made him write like a paper about like how he truly feels about like
this is about the list, right?
about the college and shit,
Okay.
and like this motherfucker.
Was this like secretly a psych ward or
No,
You'll see.
what
Like,
kind of class was it?
This is English
English
lit,
class.
like a fucking writing
Oh,
class.
okay.
So like he had to come up with some essay descripting his feelings about like class and like ongoing life and shit like that. This motherfucker put it in paper that he very badly every day he fights the urges to fucking kill everybody in the fucking class. And he like put in description like very descriptive about like smacking people and like smashing their heads in and like all sorts of crazy fucked up shit, right? This motherfucker thinking though the professor wasn't gonna like be fearing for his fucking life, and you know, so he's like, yo, he turned that shit into the sheriff's department, bruh.
Jesus,
Yeah,
man.
didn't even go to the like dean of the college
No,
or anything.
he
Just
didn't even go to anybody else. He just said, you know what?
said, "I'm gonna call
This-
911 and say like there's already a school shooting."
But even though it
So
hasn't
that
even
way,
started.
the SWAT team shows up, so I know it's some serious guys. And then I'm gonna give him the paper, and then I'm gonna give him the address.
Nah, but then this is the fucked up part though. Like they didn't say anything. Like they know where his address is, you know, they know where he lives,
yeah.
but they didn't send cops to his house.
Well, no.
So the next time they have class is like 2 days later. This is after the fact that he turned in the paper. After the fact, the teacher called the cops, So this motherfucker walks up ready for class, and there's 2 fucking sheriff's deputies just waiting for him outside the classroom.
Shit.
He's just ready to take him in for questioning and shit. And then they had William was telling me he had to go through like some kind of a psychological evaluation. So like he had to go into like some crazy like loony bin.
Fuck.
I was like, what the?
Yeah.
All the way in Sacramento. I was like,
damn.
They said let him be Sacramento's problem, not ours.
Literally.
Did he go back to college? Did he class?
I don't know.
I don't know, huh?
I don't even know if he's here, bro.
No, he's still here. He lives by me, dude. Come on, man. He's fucking there.
I think I've seen him a few times.
Yeah, that
wait, no. He drives a little Honda, no, or like a.
No, he drives a truck.
Yeah.
He drives a truck.
He drives a truck.
You think a boy built like that ain't driving no truck?
And guess what? He's still wearing the same damn brown jacket.
Yeah, damn brown jacket, dude. Okay, so this will. I think that's the only vehicle that's ever gonna carry him is a fucking truck, man. So.
Or a forklift.
I was gonna say that too.
A forklift.
So,
or a dump truck.
Has he gotten bigger or stayed the same?
No, he's bigger. He's much bigger.
Well, yeah, he's bigger because I mean he was in high school, so there's only one way but up.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he hasn't hit rock bottom yet, so he's not getting thinned down.
Yeah, he's not, man.
Shit, when he hits rock bottom, we'll feel it from here.
He's a big dude.
He's a big ass dude.
He's so big.
Yeah, man.
Just to think about it, in high school, he was like 300 pounds.
Probably close. Probably like 250.
I won't doubt it. 280.
280.
No, you know what? I think he was
big,
man. He was fucking big.
Fat fuck, dude.
Put
it like this. I remember this clear as day. You remember how like the fucking desks were all one?
Yeah.
I would remember seeing that motherfucking desk. Like that desk had a fucking lean to it already.
Oh yeah.
I shit you the fuck not. Because
imagine walking
every day in his seat, just
walking into a class, like just a regular other class, and you're like, damn.
Am I in a special desk or something?
Yeah, Miss whatever. Joe Alex has this class. By any chance? Yeah, 3 years ago.
Holy shit!
Oh shit!
Holy shit!
He still left his mark.
Imagine
I didn't
like
know your desk
they took away once he graduated. They took away all the seats that he ever sat on. It's just a fucking pile of the seats.
They donated it to Al Qaeda or whatever terrorist group he joined.
Donated it to Fat Camp.
They're turned
whatever terrorist group he joined.
They're turned into scrap metal.
Dude.
Just scrap metal.
It's the truck that he drives now.
Because it was all fucked up.
Yeah. Legend says that whatever the metal got melted down to still came out curved.
Oh god.
Now, wouldn't that be a bitch?
Ain't that a bad?
I swear to God, I melted it down 70 times and it still comes out with that same fucking warp.
Still searching for its owner.
Fucking
to bend him the other way.
Sit on the other side. Oh my God.
Oh god. That's some shit, man.
Oh no.
Fucking Joel.
Man, we are so mean.
We are.
Listen. I get
To
it.
be honest,
You know, he was probably going
He
through
had to
some
come.
shit.
Yeah,
You
to look on it in the
Looking
dark
at
side,
it objectively and looking back on it, he was going through some shit.
being morbidly obese, and that's already a bad start to.
Yeah.
Morbidly obese, possibly, not in the best financial situation if he's
No
using the
communication
same
skills.
clothes.
Honestly,
Like-
that was the main thing
like,
about
it's
him.
tough,
He would
you know?
fucking talk shit all the time,
to everybody.
and then he would fucking isolate himself from everybody in the group.
yeah.
You know.
But that's
And
the
then
thing.
when we in
like-
class too, he would
He'd always
fucking
be
give a
like that,
fuck.
though.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like,
He'd
if
rather
you're in that
ostracize himself.
situation...
So technically, he brought it up on himself.
Exactly. If you're in that situation and you're acting like a dickhead, those people are gonna roast you.
Honestly, though, it was just the one line.
Literally,
It was
one
literally
line
After
that
that-
decided
after
his fate.
After that,
if he never would have said, "Do you want to die?"
We never would have been roasting him to this day.
we wouldn't be talking about him to this day.
Pretty much.
Oh my
man.
God.
He wouldn't pop up in the back of our minds and give us a chuckle. And
We'd be like, oh yeah, remember this dickhead in high
It
school?
wouldn't
Every couple of months.
Every
we'd
time
know.
I think about death, I think about that nigga. I was thinking, do I want to die?
Oh man.
he's gonna,
Just sit
he's
there
gonna be
considering, do I
the
wanna
he's gonna
die?
be the spirit I see on the peak of death.
Oh my God.
Do you want to die?
holding his gun over you. Do you want to talk?
No, I know. Wearing.
No, I'm just gonna be hearing the bus seat slap.
And then you're gonna see.
Fucking echoing and shit.
You're just gonna see the brown jacket.
They're gonna hit you with a smell. You're gonna be like, oh god.
Yeah, I think this is my time.
And then I'm either gonna get up and fight or I'm gonna die.
Oh man, we're fucking assholes, man. We're going to hell.
Hey, at least the last thing you'll hear
Hey.
is, do you want to die?
No, well,
What are you gonna do?
if you
Big
three
boy?
are gonna
Sit
be
on
there,
me?
then that's fine.
I'll meet you there, man. Fucking hell.
Me first, huh?
I'm becoming a mushroom
you
when
too?
I die.
You too?
Oh.
You too?
That's a great thing.
That was a
And
good
she's
one,
gonna be
man.
walking around, I'm good.
Oh man.
I'm good.
Fucking catchphrases back then, dude. I swear.
Cardenas, dude.
Cardenas.
He's
You
so
too?
funny.
I'm just be sat down with somebody talking about mushrooms and I'm like, so anyways, they do this thing.
You're gonna be talking to the devil about mushrooms.
He's gonna be like, what the fuck is this guy on about?
Shut the fuck up, please. Shut up.
Who the fuck? Hey,
He's
take
gonna
this
be
nigga back!
He's gonna be like, throw him with the mushrooms, give him what he wants, God!
You made mushrooms, motherfucker. Your problem.
He's like, this was your idea. This was your idea.
Oh, man.
I didn't talk about this. He's like, I didn't want to eat plants. I just wanted somebody to eat an apple. That's it. I just wanted this dumb bitch to eat the apple to prove you wrong. But no, now we gotta deal with this guy talking about mushrooms. Come on.
Like, I'll just take him. He's already telling me there's mushrooms that taste like apples.
It's like if I torture him one more time and he says, yo, so anyways, mushrooms are like essentially fire. I'm done. I'm done.
And then he goes, torture. I got a job.
He's like, hold on, I got a job for you. How much you want to talk to other people about this? Cool.
I mean, Stan's one letter away from Satan, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
It's gonna be like you're like 90% me. You're almost just
He's all,
80%.
we're gonna rebrand everything.
It's not Satan no more. Stan.
It's not hell anymore. It's just
Satan.
Satan.
it's not hell anymore. It's just heal.
God.
So you're gonna show me, you're gonna be like, oh god, why?
Oh my god.
Rebrand the whole thing. Gotta make it digestible.
Yeah. Fucking mushrooms, man.
Who else? Who else was terrible in high school?
I don't know.
Like
Remember-
Gerardo, I hated them all. What was
Remember-
it, junior year?
Junior.
No, senior
Yeah.
year when we still had or we didn't.
We had one semester together.
Senior?
Yeah.
No, I think all throughout high school we had one class together.
Yeah, we always had one class together.
It was just Garrett base.
Garrett Bays. We had
We had PE.
Didn't we have Mr. Star together for a bit? I want to say we did.
No, I think you had Star after me.
Could be.
But
Garrett Bay, I remember 7th period. Fucking.
yeah, last period, huh?
Oh, I will never forget what Mr. Williams told me to like go say to Miss Garrett
Oh
Bay.
God, no.
Oh,
Everybody
dude.
talked about Garrett Bay, and I.
She
Not
had
that
fat
I-
ass.
She had an ass. That's about it. But like,
And that's only the reason why everybody talked about
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Everybody, yeah.
And very fitting that she had a horse's ass and a
horse's
Oh
face.
yeah.
And a horse's
shit,
face.
A horse's face.
Mr. Williams, dead ass, told me
she would
it'd
definitely.
be great if you took a bale of alfalfa to her and say, "Hey, you hungry?" But he's like,
Did
if
you
this
see
comes
who
back to me,
Garrett
I'll be
Bay
in trouble.
was? Who Miss Garrett Bay was?
No.
Okay,
I never had Garibay.
so my first 2 years, I would hear everybody talking about Miss Garrett Bay. I even hear this bum right here saying,
Oh.
"Oh, that's my wife. That's my wife."
Oh
'cause
yeah,
she's
she's
I
already
can't
got my
Well,
last
That's
because
name.
me.
it was my last name. Come on, man. I had to find out.
I remember
Shit.
Cardenas would tell me about it too. I was like, what?
And yeah.
Drink it,
Everybody would
drink
talk
it,
about
drink
her.
it.
Everybody would
Give me
talk
the
about
water.
her.
Give me
And then I see her. Bro, that water's been there.
No, I put it up there, brother.
Not that one. Oh no, I drank that one yesterday. Never mind.
Are we good? Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't infected. I was. I was done.
And then I seen her and I was like, "What the hell are you guys all talking about?"
Okay,
Like,
okay.
I
Her
just see a
face.
lady with a white
her
ass.
face-
Everybody-
He's all, who the hell is this nay over here?
but let's take a moment to analyze it. Well, no. We'll take the moment to analyze it after.
Okay,
Good.
good. Her face was not Okay, I would admit her face was not all that.
She wasn't the prettiest.
She was old, bro. She was old. Wasn't she?
She's probably like...
She was like early 40s, no?
It's not old.
No.
That's not that old.
It's not that old.
I was thinking late.
Well, because she
30s.
was
her
her face was all wrinkly, man.
She was like her late 30s.
This is how I put it.
Late
Now
30s?
she's
She wasn't
in her
old.
40s for sure. But
She
in her
wasn't
late
old
30s.
because you
I
guys
didn't
were
think
still
that.
willing to bang her. That's how you know she wasn't old.
Yeah, I'd fuck a MILF or a cougar.
You'd fuck out of
But
No.
there's always a...
here.
You don't know?
I'm glad you've gotten past that.
Yes. Good job, man.
I'm
Good
calling
job.
him, you want
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of half and half. Gilf or no Gilf?
Oh.
Depends.
Is
I
there
met
any
one.
Gilfs? Okay. So
I met one, bro.
I
My father-in-law's client. I shit you the fuck not. She has a granddaughter that's Darcy's age. She's 56. I would have swore to you she was like 35.
Jesus.
she
Dude,
Mexican?
no, she's white.
Ooh, that's
But
rare.
dude,
Ooh,
that's
she-
rare.
She has her titties done.
Oh, that's what it
Really?
Okay.
What
but
else?
she doesn't have anything done to her. But it's
It's
there.
She got that
It's
right.
there.
Firm?
But she's like a cross-country coach. There we go.
Ah.
Hella fit, dude.
Bravo.
the
Fit.
one.
Bravo.
Fit. And she's like,
Good for her being in her 50s and still really fit.
You know what? I
I
probably
don't
seen
think
her.
she's vegan, but she's like.
She takes care of herself
Yeah.
dietarily.
Pretty
Yeah,
sure.
like,
But
yeah.
cross country's hard on the diet. Cross country's like...
Yeah, you're running. That's a lot of carbs to deal with.
I was
'Cause that's like
and
primary source for
and you gotta
cross country.
You gotta eat the right foods
You
too.
gotta have carbs.
Mm-hmm.
I've made so many mistakes being in cross country and
Eating the wrong
food.
food.
Same.
Okay, so let's
Almost
go
died.
back to analyze this real quick. You have a history with horse face girls.
Yeah, okay.
I was gonna bring up the
So-
carrot eating
Yeah,
incident.
So it's very fitting.
Yeah.
Very fitting that you were
I'm
attracted to
surprised
this
none of them
lady.
took a bite out of it.
I did.
Yeah, pretty much.
Every horse got
No, what I
turned.
mean is I'm surprised none of them got hungry and just...
It was.
That's
yeah.
so scary.
That is scary. I think the only one that really bit someone's dick was with you. Eh?
Yeah,
With you.
I was gonna say that. I think I'm the only one that got my dick bit.
Oh my god.
I mean, I felt the teeth before, but I never been bit.
Yeah,
Oh
I wasn't
my
bit
God.
bit.
I felt my fucking my life flash before my eyes, bro.
Yeah, and then
Did you-
she felt...
did
Like, I
you-
seen white real quick, bro.
Didn't you donkey
far-
punch her?
Oh, I donkey punched the shit out of her. Tell me, it's
For
was
you
it?
listening, the donkey punching is when you hit the female.
Oh, trust me, the internet knows what a donkey punch
when a
is.
female
Urban Dictionary. Just leave it at that.
If you're above the age of 21...
when you hit the female in the back of the head with your fist.
If
When
you're
While she's
above the
sucking
age
it.
of 21, you know what
Well,
a
you're,
donkey punch
technically,
is.
it's when
You
you're
were-
banging it from the back, but like,
Oh, okay.
still, I'm just giving me
And
dome
it's
and I
not
still
really a
knock
donkey
these
punch
bitches
until
down.
she starts seizing.
Yeah, well, that was scary for you, man.
Oh my god, dude. First thing I did, I remember that too, is after I punched the shit out of her. Fucking got up, fucking cock halfway in my pants and shit. Went straight
Whatever
to
was left.
yeah,
And keep in
what
mind,
I thought
no,
was
wait.
left
Wait, keep in mind, this is a movie theater.
Yeah, inside
This
of
is
a movie theater.
Fucking movie theater.
on a
bro.
fucking premiere. All right,
What movie was it? What movie?
Captain America barely came out. That bitch was packed. I still remember to the day the dude that was sitting next to me. It was fucking Omar. He's like a year younger than us.
Oh my god.
And it was him and his sister and his cousin, and they're two chicks. Seen the whole thing.
Oh my
God.
god. A fucking premiere, man.
Oh, it was insane.
Yeah.
And I remember like
What
people
a shame
behind me.
tucking your dick in inside
People
Captain
behind me were
America
like,
movie.
dude, I'm too little. I'm only 13. I'm like, bitch, I'm 12.
No, it's your 14, asshole.
No,
No?
Meanwhile, he's stuck.
I was
You
a
think-
freshman.
balls
I
in
was
his
You're a
pants.
freshman?
13.
Oh shit, man.
I was 13.
How far down did she bite?
Oh, it was just the head.
Oh,
Dude,
oh
that's what-
no!
Did
Whoa.
she bite midway or did she like
No,
get,
like
cup the whole
like
thing?
right behind the head.
Oh.
Like right behind you
It
know
could've
like
been
all those
worse.
nerve
It
endings
could've
right
been
there.
worse.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
It could
Ooh.
have been worse.
Could have been gone. Yeah. Fuck, that's a win for me, but that was as bad as it got.
No.
Most
I'm telling
sensitive
you,
spot.
I'm telling you, there's a difference between getting bitten like that and her just going,
Ah.
just mollering
Ah.
it and
She's-
just mollering
She was
it.
trying to bite the bottle cap off a
Yeah,
bottle.
bro.
Yeah.
She's
Trying to
good.
pop my shit open like a Corona cut.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Your shit was this close to being a Pez dispenser.
It was gonna be a piss and blood dispenser. Oh my
Dude.
god.
That's the Pez.
Did you meet her there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met her there too. Like I met her like I think it was like we're talking back and forth like on MySpace or Facebook.
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No,
but
like
when I first met her, was there.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Oh,
After that, I'm pretty sure we never crossed paths.
And keep in mind, she was like emo.
Yeah.
She was
weird ass name too. Oh, I'll never
What was
forget her
her
name. Danica.
That's alright. It's a little out of the ordinary.
Hey, Danica.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Call her Danny for short, and then they think I'm gay.
Oh gosh.
Got my dick bit by Danny.
Got my dick sucked by Danny. What?
What? Yeah, in the Captain
Danny?
America premiere.
Danny with
what?
Danny with the one
It's Danny with an eye.
and
Danny
an
with an
eye.
Oh man.
I like how that's the separator between the male named Danny and the female named Danny.
Okay.
There is no male Danny named Danny with an eye. Unless it's their full name Daniel. Which, you know, you can figure it out from there.
Even then, if it's Daniel,
But
I call him Danny.
if you call him Danny, everyone's going to spell it Danny. Like, if you're a dude, that's how you spell Danny. And if you're a girl, and you spell Danny with 2 N's, you're stupid. But if you spell it with 1 N, you're good.
Talking about that shit, me and my dad had a funny ass conversation, bro. My dad brought it up. He was like, "Hey, did you hear about that law? That if you claim that you're a woman, you're actually a woman, and this and that." And I was like, "So you mean to tell me I could go join women's boxing and knock out women?" and my dad, and I was like, "And I won't get in trouble for it?" My dad's like, "Yeah." I was like,
What was your first thought? Oh, I could just beat women if I'm a woman.
That's literally, and my dad saw no problem with that. He was like, "Yeah."
He was like, yeah. He's fully on board. He's like, I'll train you in everything.
I was like, "Dad, I'm trying to fuck with you, but you're actually agreeing with me." I was like, "Oh my god."
Let's just
because
let me put it like
because
this.
you're right.
Yeah, you're technically
let me put
right.
it like
It's
this.
technically right because it's the law.
The reason he went straight to it is because somewhere in his mind, floating around, he's just thinking of Rockin' Ed's mom. He's just thinking about it. Somewhere floating around, whether he knows it or not,
Just tell him.
he's thinking of just rocking her.
Just tell him domestic violence is still domestic violence.
But it does look better if you're a woman beating another woman.
Oh man, imagine the lawsuit on that.
I'm telling you, you'll knock off like 5 years off a sentence. You might not even get charged. Men barely get charged for beating their wives.
What do you think the lawsuit would be like? Like the actual court case? Like how do you be a judge and like hear this evidence and be like, how am I supposed to?
How am I gonna take this shit
It
seriously?
depends on how you frame the argument. Because if you're going in like my wife wasn't accepting that I was a woman. You know,
Oh my god, you would win that so fast.
you'd win so quick in California. Judge would be like, look at this fucking traditional woman, unaccepting of new ways. Meanwhile, you just wanted to rock your wife.
Can we like try and simulate this like court case? I want to be Ed's mom.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I mean, shit. If you want one of us to take a swing, we'll do it. It'll hurt, but we'll do it.
Hey, you guys could try.
Hey, I don't know.
I'm in the corner. I'm in the corner. Ain't nobody gonna get behind me.
We're not punching your ass.
Okay, so I'll say I'm upset about it because we're a Catholic family and we don't believe in the gays.
It's true. Catholics don't believe in the gays.
Yo,
unless they're fucking
bruh.
the kids themselves.
Tell me why I pissed off my mom with that question.
What?
The other day?
No, like I was like,
What was the
Mom,
question?
I was like, what would you do if Darcy was a lesbian? She was like, don't say that. Don't you be saying that. And I was like, what?
Ed, you know how to trigger your mom.
It's a pretty natural reaction for your
I
mom.
was like, it can fucking happen. She goes, well, don't let it happen. And I was like, I'm not one to fucking decide what the fuck she wants to do with her life. I'm just saying. Will you accept your granddaughter?
I'm surprised she didn't beat the fuck out of you.
He was out mad.
You know
That was
they won't
ignoring
get
me.
it shit
She,
kicked in
yeah,
by his
well,
mom.
yeah. Well,
Nah, she won't beat me, bro. She knows it's useless now.
So I'm gonna write down a characteristic, praise the gay way. Gotta use that one in
Vamos
court.
a misa, mijo.
Oh gosh.
She'd be like, we're gonna take Darcy to church and we're gonna pray the gay away.
Let's go to church. Oh my gosh.
Meanwhile, she's gonna see some little girl around her age around there. She'll be like, that's where all the gay happens, in church.
Literally.
Most people, I'm
That's
gonna venture to guess. I'm gonna venture to
Definitely
guess.
make a fucking
Closeted
Oedipus
gays.
complex.
I feel like most closeted gay
man,
people will
dude.
have their first attraction to the opposite sex in church, just because they're just like, yeah.
Church or school.
In church, you're
Church or
bored as
school.
fuck too, though. So like,
Exactly. So you just look at people because you know they're not gonna look back.
I remember Hugo. telling me that he got his dick sucked at church?
Sounds about right.
Remember Big Hugo?
Yeah.
Hugo.
Zonka?
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. He was
I'll
going.
never forget that guy.
He was going. Yeah. He
I
was
used to
big.
play soccer with him, and
He was a big
he was-
motherfucker.
he was weird as hell too.
Yeah, that fool was
Weird.
Yeah, weird ass dude.
He still is weird. I follow him on Instagram.
Is
I'll
he?
never follow that guy.
He's
He has
weird.
cornrows now.
Oh, no way!
It's like a cornrow like mullet. I'm like, bro, what the fuck you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Hood in the front.
I can't
white
even
trash
begin-
in the back.
Dead ass, bro.
I can't even begin to explain to you, Stan, what he looks like.
Hugo. I can imagine. Just.
I played soccer with him, so there's got to be a picture of him somewhere.
I imagine that.
Think of a refrigerator, but a big hunky Mexican.
Is he dark or brown?
Dark.
Dark.
Hold on. I'm putting this together.
Saggy ass.
All I can
pants,
imagine
man.
is that somebody got a dark brown colored refrigerator, grabbed it, twisted it, like all the front face and all of that, and then slapped that on a human being.
Alright,
You
now
just got
think
this.
of that in a big black or white shirt and some
Baggy
khakis.
ass.
Some
Khakis.
khakis. Baggy.
Oh, so he was
With
like.
Cortezes. Can't forget the
Yeah,
Cortezes.
yeah.
Always have the Cortezes.
Yeah.
Or the Nikes with the red emblem.
Yep.
So he was like a cholo type.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty
But
much.
just off
Well,
color.
high school cholo, because the only gangs around here are specific.
Well, it was
The specific two popular ones.
it was during middle school too.
Yeah, he did that in
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah,
too.
well, no,
Middle
actually,
school, high
elementary.
school.
Elementary and then escalated.
What was his
Elementary
hair
is
like?
different.
Just short
He-
buzz?
He didn't have
Like
much of
cholo
choice. That nigga only had big and tall. That's it.
He had short hair, and he would put gel and like spike it up and forward.
Yeah,
Oh, he went spiky cholo. Okay.
yeah, he would spike each
But
other.
now-
There's two kinds. There's
Hold on.
just the buzz cut, the slick back, and
Yeah.
then
Let me pull this
Can
nigga
you,
up
can
real
you,
quick.
Wild card.
does he still have it?
What?
No, Hugo.
Zonka.
What was it? That was his last name.
Zonka.
Yeah, it was.
Sankas. That's damn. That's a tough
Yeah,
life right there.
I remember because he
That's
had
to get you a traditional
What was his
wife.
brother's
and
name?
That's a.
his brother looked like
Juan?
exactly like him.
Juan Zonka?
Not exactly like him,
Hugo
but it
Juan.
They
was- it
looked
was like-
very similar.
very
You
similar
could tell
because
you
they're
could
big.
tell.
They're big.
You could tell his older brother was a lot more scarier.
Oh hell yeah, dude. Hell
You
yeah.
could
But-
tell. You could tell his
But-
older brother was about it.
Yeah.
He was about it, but like now that dude's like hella religious, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, that dude's actually
That's
helping me build my
clout. That's
credit.
like classic.
Really? Where's he
That's
work
what
at?
He works for like some company. They give you like tips and shit, like
That's
how to build your
fucking
credit.
crazy, you know, because you went to school with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I partied with
You
that
did?
dude.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie,
the
the kickbacks that we went, they were fucking choloed out, you know, Norteños and shit like that. So you would fucking see everybody and the gun in a table and fucking and you know freaking.
It's exactly what I thought that.
Lean like a cholo. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly what I thought that party would go like.
Yeah, a fucking
Fishing
gun in the
behind
table, drugs in the table. It was,
Yeah,
it was
fishing for the
crazy.
high note.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
much.
For the high notes.
Coronas are passing around, Modelos and everything. Okay, so I partied with that dude hard, man, hardcore.
Don't say any ages.
And
That's how old you
it's alright. And
Well, I think you can't get in trouble for that.
no,
For what?
Admitting how old you were when you
I
started
don't think
drinking.
so because
No.
it's already done.
No.
It's already done for.
No.
But keep in mind, this was high school, man.
Just
I mean,
as-
come on.
Like,
Everybody partied.
cops
at
ain't gonna
high school.
prosecute you for drinking or doing drugs
Yeah,
when
but
you
you
were
probably
like from
shouldn't-
like 10 years ago.
What about
Yeah.
like vice versa? You probably shouldn't say that you're giving alcohol to minors.
Oh yeah, definitely no.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, let's
definitely
not do that. Anyways,
Good thing we're all over 21 for the record. We're all over 21.
so
Oh, far beyond 21.
yeah,
Far
far
beyond.
beyond. Well, fuck you.
You guys.
Fuck you guys. Okay.
Fucking old cow.
Fuck you.
Said young and spry.
Well,
I know.
if for everybody,
Yeah, you're the spit roast stick that we cook Eddie over a fire with.
for everybody listening, I mean, supposedly I'm the oldest one.
Supposedly.
No, that's
Bitch.
just factual.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's pretty factual.
Pretty fucking sure you were born a whole ass year. Fucking.
Just the whole eyes here.
Did you get held back?
Yes.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, like the
Listen to the
timelines
guy.
weren't matching up. I was just like, hold on, he's a year older. He was same grade as. He had to have been held back. There's
Yeah,
no way this
pretty
dude
much.
wasn't held back.
Honestly,
Nothing against you.
honestly, what were we talking about? We're talking about Hugo.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, what did
okay.
he look like?
Well, we're
Okay, find your picture.
like I was saying, we were just kicking in
No, he just take
kickbacks and
pictures
shit.
of, like landscapes occasionally.
And we were fucking,
No, like
we were
good
just
vision.
partying, right?
Uh,
In high school, we were just fucking partying. So it's crazy for to hear that, you know,
Mhm.
like, okay, he was this crazy child. Well, not crazy child. He was just
He's just doing gang shit.
Gang shit. Yeah, he was just doing gang shit, and then all of a sudden he's fucking helping people with their credit. Yeah. You know how much that shit like.
Weird.
That's
but it's cool.
But it's cool. You know what I mean? Like that's some crazy shit. You know?
It's weird, like, but I feel like I've heard stories like this so many times. That
right?
I'm just unfazed by it.
So
now.
you would think that,
or like the cholo that turns
I've never heard
like
a story
pastor,
like this
like youth pastor or whatever, and it's just like
I love you, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
yeah,
wait.
like that dude. There's so many of those
I know
guys
somebody
out there.
like that.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna say his name.
Okay.
We all know him. We all know him.
No.
Wait.
This one's slipping.
We all know him. We all love him.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
No, you don't.
Yep.
We play video games.
Yes, we do. Play Warzone with him, bud.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is, he's likable.
Yeah, he is.
I love
That's
it.
the thing.
Yeah,
his
true.
personality brings you in.
You still haven't got it?
Never
I haven't got it.
Hey.
Fucking idiot.
Just for the record, we love you, Anthony.
Yeah, we love you to death, Anthony. We do anything for you.
He listened.
I love
He
you,
listened
Anthony.
to our first podcast, and we talked about him.
I'd blow up a house for you, Anthony.
We know we don't have to go that far.
I can already hear. Yeah, I can hear him. I appreciate
have to go
it.
that
But you
far,
don't gotta do that.
I'll fucking do it.
You don't get it, Anthony. We love you, brother.
Oh man, yeah. Well, it's just crazy shit, man.
Oh,
I mean,
dude.
and that what boggles me in my mind.
The one on the far left, that's Hugo.
Yeah, that
I need
right
to see
there.
him again.
Yeah, dude, that
looks
This is
like
him
a-
with his long hair. So
He
this
was-
is right before he
he
put
looks
the,
like fat ass.
the
He was
braids in.
big.
So he went with the Jorge
Oh.
look.
You look like
Oh
that.
yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, that
Like-
You could have just told me Juan from
or Ramses.
Yeah, more like Ramses'
Yeah,
size.
dark.
Ramses,
Ram's size,
but
but
dark.
Juan's face.
Juan's face, but darker than Juan.
Dark, yeah.
Makes sense. God, I miss Ramses.
Sounds more-
Ramses
that
great.
fool has.
Nah, he's been coming
Hey.
back.
He's
Throwback.
definitely.
That's back when we were in middle school or high school.
That's his brother-in-law.
Yeah. But it's both of them.
God.
Rams-
Yeah, so
Rams
this
pops
That's
back
like
so
high school,
often
huh?
with his
this
girlfriend.
these
They're
exact
cool.
faces
Pittsburgh
right here
shit.
are
You seen
exactly
him?
how I
Yeah,
know.
yeah. He
The menacing
came over
ass
with his
dudes.
girlfriend, like a couple
Especially
times last
You
year.
see what we mean? Like, that dude didn't look so fucking cuddly. Like, that's his older brother. We always thought that fool was fucking menacing.
Him and Hugo, oh, bro, I swear, man.
You seen him? You seen
With
him
hair
together?
like that, you thought this man was menacing? Listen,
Okay.
I understand that I don't really have much of a sense of danger, except for that one time that I took a crap in the woods and I felt true fear. But, like, not once have I ever feared another human being. You know why? Because I'm just like, your dick's just as sensitive as everybody else's. One good grab, twist, and pull, and you're on the floor vomiting.
Pretty much.
You're on the floor writhing
Let me-
in pain.
let me-
It's like, yeah, I get it. You're a big guy, you know, but there's other big guys out there. There's
Yeah.
big guys that know how to throw hands, too.
Yeah, at the point, if I ever felt like I was losing a fight, I'm straight up. I don't
Yeah.
care.
I put it like this. I've not ever been in a serious fight, thankfully, because I can talk down most conflicts. But I know that as soon as it starts going bad, I'm going straight to fight for my life mode. And I'm no longer going for, like, the honorable knockout or the win or whatever, winning, you know, a fight by being like, okay, you outskilled him. No, I'm grabbing this dude's dick, I'm grabbing his eyes, I'm grabbing his neck, whatever I can get a hold of that's
21 Jump
sensitive.
Street. I'm gonna beat the dick off.
Gripping it like a chimpanzee ripping
I'm
off
sure
a white woman's face.
I'm straight up going for the neck.
Yeah.
Right?
Next
I'm
part has
gripping
been
it
my
like a
favorite
chimp.
one.
I'm gripping it and I'm just
I'll grip the nipple.
pulling back and forth. Just push and pull.
No.
Something's coming
the
off.
infamous old thumb in the ass.
Oh, wow.
Hey, you'll drop everything you're doing. What the fuck?
Pretty much.
Do you guys
pretty much.
remember that whole thing that they banned that move in wrestling?
Which one?
Yeah.
The butt grab or something like
Oh,
that.
the banana split.
God, that sounds even worse.
Well, no. That's the thing. Is,
I
okay,
just think my
so
finger splitting some dude's cheeks,
That's the
bro.
thing. In wrestling, there was essentially there was no essentially banned thing. You couldn't submit people. You couldn't strike them or whatnot. You could submit them technically as long as it was within like a known structured move in wrestling because they had names for it. It was like a fucking anime. They're like, oh, that's a single leg takedown. That's a double leg takedown. Or this is a specific pin. And it's just like, shut up, you know, like shut up. But one of the things was like you could basically pull anything off as long as you know you weren't gripping people's hair, poking eyes, whatever, like, you know, just hitting sensitive spots. But one of the sensitive spots they didn't even like fathom to think of, right, was you can get leverage on somebody by putting your hand in their ass cheeks and grabbing their ass. And like just like you can get a lot of leverage that way. And then
Especially
you know
with fear up. They
it
might
happened
cheat.
to it happened to enough guys where they set up this specific move, the banana split, where, well, you know, you force somebody into a splits position, you know, and as a male, you know, it's kind of really painful because you're not as flexible, right? Painful. But one of the ways that you would set it up, that some people had been known to set it up, was by, like, rolling them over by fish hooking their butt cheeks, you know, getting leverage on them, and then splitting their nuts. And, you know, people were just like, that looks pretty painful. Enough times that they're just like, yeah, no, you can't grab people's asses.
Wasn't it until some kid got a ruptured rectum?
Something like that. That was the thing in wrestling, like, it was weight classes. There was weight classes, right? But there wasn't any skilled matchmaking, like, whatsoever. Like, it was like, if you're in the same weight as this person, they could be built like a chimpanzee, just cut, right? And if this poor little fat kid, you know, who's only got weight on his side, you know, has to go up against him, he's getting demolished. You know, like, it was bad.
Crazy, man.
His asshole's getting spread.
I bet that kid's fingers smelled after that match.
Oh yeah, not especially like the middle school, high school kids. They didn't wash their ass. Shit, most straight men don't wash their ass now.
They probably had like
I barely learned how to wash my hands.
Little prizes on the fucking fingers.
What's the name of that movie with?
That's why they forced them to cut their fingernails. They didn't want them,
when he goes to prison.
Which one?
Wiping them for free.
Rob Schneider, a Big Stan.
Oh, Big Stan.
When he sticks his finger in his ass and he brings it across his face, I've been doing the same shit.
I actually haven't seen that one.
Huh?
You haven't seen Big Stan?
I haven't seen it.
I swear you've seen it. I
swear
all of us have watched it at the same time.
I think we watched it together.
I swear, I know for a fact I've watched it with Eddie before.
I never seen it.
Squirrel Master, right? Fucking.
How about
wait, Squirrel Master?
Oh wait, no, that's half
baked.
baked.
That's
half baked.
Yeah, that's half baked.
Half baked.
I remember
Squirrel Master.
You don't remember Rob Schneider sewing his own butt cheeks closed?
Yeah.
To avoid kid rape.
With the snot, with the tube in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he could poop.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I remember that joke, and I remember seeing it because he pulls out his ass. Okay.
Yeah, it's the old dude that gets him ready for prison.
The nunchucks he made out of a shoelace and was it soap bars?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
You made a ship out of a razor blade and a toothbrush. That's pretty creative. Well, I made these. And he pulled out some fucking nunchucks. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. It's a good movie. Funny movie. One of Schneider's best movies for sure.
For sure.
Fucking shit.
But yeah, as soon as you said like hooking his ass cheeks, I just kept thinking about that. I was like, man, I drag my fingers across your face, like, smell your own ass, bitch.
Do you think there's any differences in the smell, or do you think we all smell the same thing?
Nah, I feel like some people.
But we're never daring enough to check anybody
I feel like
else's.
some people got some more rank.
I've checked somebody else's.
No.
I would never check somebody else's.
I checked Eddie's.
It's straight up diet. Straight up diet.
Oh,
that's
man.
Prime benefactor right there.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
I bet you if you eat fruits, your farts just fucking.
Well, look.
No.
To be quite honest, I can tell the difference between a few people's farts. Like, I know when it's my dad's fart. I know when. For some strange reason, I know when it's Goonies' fart.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
But everybody else can't really tell.
Yeah.
But I can kind of,
yeah,
I can kind of peg who it is when I hear it.
Some people got just the same acoustics to their butt every time they fart.
You know what's the worst? Cocaine farts.
I cannot begin to imagine how that happens.
Oh my gosh!
You know what isn't the worst?
For starters, I have to ask. What is the actual like process of it, like
of the cocaine,
like how it
affects your body?
Because you snort it.
Yeah.
Where the hell does it go after that?
It goes
right to your
so it goes through your nasals and basically. How to explain this, dude?
At what point do you smell the gasoline that is used to make it?
There's no gas.
Unless
it's shitty.
We've had some shit like that.
It was shitty, man. It was fucking
Ridley?
shitty.
Dude, I was drunk.
Okay, so this dude,
legit. Hold on.
Here you go.
Legit, I was drunk off my ass. Like I couldn't even stand up.
Dude, he was laying on the floor.
I was fucking crawling, bro.
I was trying to pick him up. This dude
was
like, he was laid out, man.
He was
laid
done
the
for the
fuck
night.
out.
All the way in Reedley. And I'm the one that drove.
I had to drive back, dude.
Hey.
Little Honda, bro.
Yeah, dude. Great mission.
Oh my god.
So how many times do you think people have gone home in a Honda?
This dude was fucking
trash.
Just
at least 30,000 a night.
Yeah,
I think that was
a night in California.
I think that was like the second time we were partied at Ridley, dude.
Yeah, no, but I remember this because it was Channel. Channel hit up his homie, and I don't know. It was a weird ass process about getting coke because he left it in like his gas tank or some shit like that.
Yes.
Anyways,
yeah. I don't know what the
left
fuck
it in his gas.
Yeah.
Because the way he did it to go
like a gas can or his
no. Like the gas cap, you know, has a door to your gas.
Right.
And then he just put it in there.
He just put it in there.
Yeah.
So he just popped the door open, leaves the money, and takes the coke.
Yeah, because most of the time people aren't going to
That's
steal
how-
your gas; they're going to steal your radio or something.
Yeah. So like,
No,
He
not
came-
only that, you can't do the exchange in
Yeah.
public, you know, because it's just whatever.
Unless
and I think
good
that
at
dude, he was like with his family and shit. So that's
Yeah,
fine.
That's
so
what it was.
so
That's
he
what
fucking
it was.
yeah. So
So anyways, channel gets the shit. He comes back. I am so gone, dude. Like,
gone, dude, gone.
I remember this too. Right before we were gonna do some lines, we were in Ole's. He had like a little studio, in like behind his house, and I sat on the bathtub, and Gus was holding me upright, dude.
I was just holding him, dude.
And
the
then
whole
as
time.
soon as Gus goes to hit his line, I go back in the tub, just.
yeah, he just fucking falls back.
Hella
dude,
falls
on the
in
fucking
there.
bathtub. But let me tell you this. Look, okay, so there was like, not 20. I'll say like
Watch
what,
this dude
12
have had a
or
leaky
10
gas cap.
people, 10 people or max 12 that we were trying to fucking do lines and shit, and it was scrawny little lines, man. Fucking, we didn't even get enough.
Yeah, we
and
did
we
a whole
waited.
gram.
We waited for like 2 to 3 hours to get that shit. It was fucking. It took a long ass time.
And then it, like the baggie smelled like gasoline.
And like,
you know?
I was
okay,
gonna
so
say, watch this dude
when
have
the-
had a leaky gas
when
cap.
the shit came
then
out
it's
of
bad.
it, when the shit came out of it,
But
they lined it up. It was hella
but
strong.
here's the good that came out from that though.
Okay, so this
like-
fool was trash the fuck up, man.
And as soon as I did the first line, I completely sobered up.
Sobered up.
And I feel like I swear to God, it wasn't even because of the coke.
It was
I feel
just
like it was
because of the gas. Yeah,
I
because
was
it was
like-
the fucking
I'm
gas.
like, nigga, that's some gas, bro. And they were like, what? And I'm like, no, I mean that's some straight up gasoline. bro.
That's unleaded. That's
unleaded.
That's
and shit.
unleaded.
He's like, what is that? Is that 81, 85?
Oh,
What's going on?
man, dude? Yeah.
Oh no, that's 87. I know
But
87.
like that, dude. Like
This
a
dude
fucking
just woke
switch.
up, man. I mean, okay.
I
so-
went from crawling to like, bro, I'm gonna run a mile.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
Like,
much.
I'm pretty sure that's the
And
point of
it
cocaine.
was. It is.
It sobered
but
me up.
It's just
But-
when we hit it. As soon as we hit it, I was like, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit.
He's
Ed,
stinky.
I don't
He's
like
stinky.
it. You want to do it? Fuck yeah, I want to do it. And then he kept talking. Like that. That's
Wow.
he was talking, and I was trying to hold him up so he can do it, and he was like, "Just do it already." I'm gonna do it, bitch. And I was like,
And right after that, just,
"Yeah, he just woke up, man. It's just fucking."
it's like
it's
it just
crazy.
completely sobered me up.
Of
But-
all the drugs.
But
it's funny enough, everybody says that to you. Just a little coke, sober you up.
yeah, you sober up pretty much. It's
Literally.
adrenaline. Pretty
Of all the
much.
drugs, I think cocaine is the one that I've just never been like.
Cocaine's the hell of drugs. I'm dead, bitch.
Like, why? You know? Because I've seen crackheads, right? And I've never once been like, oh, I want to be like a crackhead. You know?
Exactly.
Not once. And I've seen people on coke, like when they've just been on a bender, just not there, you know. And I've never been like, I want to be there. I want to be just not there, but not there.
Like,
you know?
damn, that looks fun.
Yeah, not one.
You
Like,
got-
I've seen
you got-
people drink, you know, laughing, having a good time, and I'm like, okay, I get it, right? People who, you know, high off their ass off weed, just laying down, laughing their asses off, like, I get that, right? But anything above, like, outside of that, I'm like, why would you ever do meth? And it's like, you don't want teeth? Like, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a little bit of abuse of meth before you start losing your teeth, but,
You really
you know,
have to
meth
be.
kind of just
You really
grabs
have to,
you like that.
You really have to be going through something to be doing that shit.
You want to
You
die.
just gotta be
You
tired.
want to die?
You want to
wanna
die?
die? No, it's always like how they say a new high.
That's the thing.
I'm gonna see Joe Alex
I
at
don't
the
know.
bottom
I've
of
just
the meth
never
bag.
had it. See Joe Alex in every line.
Oh my god, I would name a new strain of meth Joe Alex.
Well,
Why?
The
Do you want to die?
Do you want to
the
get high?
thing with that shit, you know, it just so for some reason it goes from your nasal to your brain and then the back of your throat, and when it goes to your back of your throat, it goes down to your stomach when you drink, and
You get that second
And
punch,
then
that
the
second
second-
wind.
the
Is there a
the
second
time
No,
Once it
it's-
hits your
it's
stomach?
it's like a
it hits you,
it's like a slow drip coffee, dude.
yeah,
Like,
Oh.
so you'll just like out of nowhere, you just feel like a loogie just drop back in the
Yeah.
back of your throat and just hits you like.
yeah, right there.
Like, you want to
it
throw
hits
up?
you. Yeah, and then if you
So it's
spit
a
it out,
basic
you spit it
gaggers.
out. But if you take it in and you just
It's
leave
like-
it
You get a
setting,
little booster shot.
you fucking
Basically.
it the way that it hits your bowel movement and shit like that. It just
it just unsettles the fuck out of your stomach. That's what makes you hella gassy.
Hella gassy? Either that or take a shit.
Okay, well
depending how bad it is.
Depending how good it is.
Depending how good it is. Let's take a shit.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's weird.
That makes a lot more sense because
weird
I never really understood.
Yeah.
Well, my understanding is it just gets you hyper. Like you're ready to go.
Not only did I never ask or like begin to think about
meth
it.
Is more of a hyper.
Yeah.
Cocaine
you just have to. You just have to do it one time.
I'll pass.
That's some funny shit.
I'll pass on that one.
I've seen too many white people doing coke, and I'm just like.
I remember this dude.
I do that. I'm just like I don't care.
I remember this dude. He was telling me this guy that I used to ditch a lot from high school. He was like, "Dude, we should get an apartment, and when we get an apartment, we just get an eighth of coke, and we fucking line it up and get some bitches." I don't want to say names, but this is the guy that I used to ditch a lot with.
My thing is,
we'll talk about that after.
Yeah.
Does everybody who uses
he has glasses and he wanted to have the same truck as me, and he has the same mustache. Yeah.
Wow.
He has the same mustache and shit, and yeah.
Stop right there.
Well, anyways, so I told he tells me that when we're ditching, right? Fucking few years later, hit him up. Hey, I got a hotel room, got some coke and I hit some bitches. What's up?
Oh, I'm going to bed. That's what's up.
He's like, no, dude, I don't do that stuff. I was like, what do you mean? You just wanted to party, didn't you? I don't. And then he clicks. I was like, what the fuck? And after he clicks, they call him back. He's like, so you don't want to party? Nah, dude, I think I'm gonna chill. I was like, okay. Fuck you then.
He probably told you that like 10 minutes after he watched Scarface.
Pretty much.
Probably.
Pretty much.
Oh, fuck.
It's fucking crazy, though.
Everybody wants to live the cocaine lifestyle until they do cocaine.
Cocaine, that's some funny shit.
You seen that movie? Johnny Depp, Blow?
I seen it.
Oh, sounds
That's a good fucking movie.
That's a movie.
I haven't seen a lot of movies. I'm so uncultured.
I'm sorry.
Movies.
But
you could talk to me about Tarantino movies, and that's about it.
Yeah.
That I want to say that movie goes up there.
Yeah, Blow's definitely one of the best.
That one was good.
I've heard of it. I'm pretty sure I've heard of it.
Fucking buying islands, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking buying islands.
I think that's what it comes down to when you're just
crazy.
poor enough.
It was just hella.
Like,
it was hella weed and hella coke, man.
Coke.
I was like, fuck, dude, that shit's. And it wasn't.
I remember seeing that movie. I was like, I want to get my pilot license.
Was it inspired by true events?
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's a benchmark in every dude's life. Like, what's the event that makes you want to get a pilot's license? And it'll tell you everything you want, and it'll tell you everything you need to know about that person's personality. You know, someone will be like, I want my license so that I could, fly coke everywhere. For me, the first time that I wanted to get my pilot's license was I saw some dudes flying into Alaska for some fishing hunting trip. The dude flying the plane, he was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna land on the water here. I'm just like, you can land boats on water in Alaska, right?
Boats?
Planes.
Yeah, planes. Plane boats.
Oh, okay. There you go.
You flubbed a little bit.
I flubbed it a little bit.
You fly boats into Alaska.
Listen,
wow.
it's an airboat.
I was like,
It's
wow,
honestly an airboat, and they work as boats too because these guys will literally, use them to
a
travel
boat's
on
just
the
a
water.
plane. It just doesn't have wings.
It's like the fucking.
You can land boats on water, bro.
Yeah.
High group.
Anyways,
With that said,
I saw that and I was just like, yo,
Wow.
When I learned that it was the primary form of transportation in Alaska, I was like, that's the craziest idea ever to me. That there's a state so undeveloped in the U.S.
Brett, and
outside of its major cities that the only way to get in and out
is through planes
and landing on lakes.
That's
to me, I was like, oh my, I don't know. I've always had a sense of adventure where it's go into the unexplored, and they, as people say, Alaska's kind of really the last frontier.
The motherfucker is the last frontier.
And when you look at people who've actually gone in, it really is a frontier. There's there's no specific roads, unless you're close enough to somebody, right?
Or a main town.
But there's only maybe 3 cities, right? And even the largest cities there are maybe a mid-sized town over here,
Fuck, probably the population of Madeira is like the population of Alaska.
Dude, if you threw the population of Madeira in Alaska and told them to spread out, everybody would still have a couple of miles between them before, like, even coming close to seeing somebody. That's how desolate and huge it is out there. And I think it's the most beautiful thing ever, that it's basically untouched, you know, by anybody. Because I don't really like cities much at all. I think, you know, buildings, unless you put some, like, real, like, design effort into buildings, cities look atrocious. You ever looked at a building, like, just a random building, and just been like, oh, that's a beautiful building?
Oh, I look at a skyline and I'm like, this is terrible.
I look at a skyscraper, I'm like, this is an atrocious, like, glass, it's just a glass building.
And I was coming down 41 back in towards Fresno, and I'm like, I can see the mountain line behind it, but I was like, man, it'd be great if I could see the mountain behind this fucking shitty city, dude. I was like, just see the Fresno Tower.
You take
and
me
all
to
that
downtown,
shit.
I'm just like, this place sucks.
Exactly.
You go anywhere
Not only
on
does
the
it,
freeway,
like, do the people in
Fresno.
cities have, like, different attitudes that are just unlikable? Like, I don't know if you've ever met somebody who's, you know, lives in a city. They're like, oh, you just gotta know city life. Like, you gotta know these special things. It's just like, shut up. It's like, you should be able to go somewhere, walk around, figure out what's cool in that, and then that be it. And then be like, there's this niche, like, oh, you've got to know this thing and this thing, you know, to have the real whatever experience. And it's just like, no, that's not the fun of it. You know?
Random thought. You ever seen, like, you ever go past big ass buildings and shit, or like a power plant and shit, or just any fucking building, and just be like, that's a good place for, like, if a zombie apocalypse ever happens, to shoot down a sniper of zombies and shit, you know? Bunker there, you know what I mean? You ever think of that?
That's the thing is,
You reminded me of Dawn of the Dead, where they're like, Jay Leno!
Yeah.
That's
That'd be me too.
I know that part. I remember that part of the movie.
Yeah.
That's my beef though, like with tall buildings in Call of Duty. Easy place to get trapped on, easy place to get picked off at.
Well,
you see people on top of buildings all the time.
If you're looking at cities from a combat perspective, yeah,
but
you want to be in a city to fight. You don't want to be out in the desert.
Not exactly like a
fighting.
True.
You know, because somebody will see you before you see them and just
Wilderness
unload on you without you knowing. From a city, you're just like,
I remember,
easy.
I would be thinking about that when I'd be spraying
Wilderness is pretty solid.
Spraying for palm wonders. No, but what I'm saying is a zombie apocalypse.
No, but in the same sense, you
I'd
know,
rather
like,
go to the mountains.
I keep thinking like Red Dawn situation, you know, like, oh fuck, what if North Korea invaded, you know, and I'm out in the middle of the fields and shit.
Oh, you're
like,
talking the new Red Dawn.
Yo,
you ever watched the old Red Dawn, the 80s Red?
Way
better.
Isn't it
I
Russia?
haven't seen it.
Huh?
In Red Dawn, is it China or Russia?
It's North Korea. In the newest
In the old one?
In the old one, it's
Russia and
Cuba and Russia.
because of the Cold War.
Yeah.
And that was
That
the
one
big
was
reds to them.
that one was
Yep.
for gun lovers. That one was mint.
Great.
Yeah.
For the new one,
The new one was okay. The acting was bad.
Yeah.
And the half-ass stories.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, if you watch the original one and compare it to the new one, you can't even look at the new one anymore.
I
remember
old
watching
one,
Red Dawn, the new one, thinking, "Oh my god, that was so cool and great and blah blah blah," right? And then I watched the original '80s one, and I was just like,
Holy
the '80s
shit.
one, as much like as '80s acting was, you know,
back
bad,
then, yeah,
they knocked it out of the park. That movie,
Tell me, both of those movies are straight up, like, not American propaganda.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Red Dawn was anti-North Korean 100%, and
Well,
the original one
anti-Soviet.
Yeah, anti-Soviet, anti-communism 100%. But the beautiful thing about the Red Dawn from the 80s was they didn't have like that much of a budget.
Oh no.
And they were so good. Like, with what they got a hold of.
Even with the helicopter scene, yeah.
The helicopters. The crazy thing is, like, if you're a gun person, you know, and you know about Soviet weaponry, they did such a good job at, like, getting a hold of things that they couldn't get a hold of. Or, like, make, like, dressing up what they had to work. You know, so, there's a Russian machine gun called a Dishka, right? It's a belt-fed, shoots, I think, I'm not sure if it shoots 12 by 7mm, which is like 50 cal, or if it shoots the Mosin round, which is 7.62 by 54R, which is a big round, right? And it's belt fed, right? It's essentially like a M60 equivalent, right? And in the movie, what they do is they mock up these M60s that they did have access to look like Dishkas, and like it takes, you know, if you're not looking for it, takes a couple of times before you realize, like, oh my god, that's just an M60 with a Russian-style muzzle brake on it, that you're just like, oh my god, like, these guys didn't have access, you know, to actual Soviet weaponry because nobody was importing it at the time. You know? But these guys were just
Even
like...
helicopter.
These guys were just, like, loaded up and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And what's crazy... I remember there's one story from the production of Red Dawn from the 80s that'll always make me laugh. So their props team was really good at, like, mocking up trucks to look like Soviet weaponry and stuff, right? So they did really good job with, like, fixing them up with cardboard and everything to make them look like Soviet tanks and transport and whatnot. Anyways, so there's this huge scene where they're doing a convoy on a road, right, with all of the like, these Soviet-looking vehicles. And during the production and filming, the people actually got stopped by 2 CIA agents, and they were asking them, they're like, where the hell did you get all this Soviet weaponry from? So in Red Dawn, they were so good.
Stop playing with my mask.
They were so good at mocking up these vehicles to look like Soviet weaponry that when the CIA got satellite images from the area, I forget where they were filming it. I think it was in Colorado where the movie was based. I think they also filmed it there too. They were just like, how did you get all this Soviet weaponry into Colorado? But it was just because they did that good of a job of making it look like that stuff. And I was just like that's how good they were.
The government.
They had no budget. It was all cardboard, right? It was just cardboard plastered to it, and they just made it look good. And it was good enough to get...
Just don't worry about it. We're making some capitalist propaganda.
Yeah, 100% capitalist propaganda movie. Yeah. And I was just like, what did Red Dawn have, you know, that you think of? You know? What can you remember about the new Red Dawn? Chris Hemsworth or Liam, whichever Hemsworth dies, right? And they had, what's his name? Josh from Drake and Josh. Josh Peck, yeah. That's about it. You know? That's all you can really be like, I remember some Korean...
I just remember some Korean dudes. I remember... whatever Hemsworth brother dying inside of a hotel.
Yeah, and that's about it. He carried the movie. He really did. He was a very likable character in the movie, and once he died, it's just kind of like that's all you really remember from the movie. And
Josh Peck's stubby middle finger.
Yeah, I can probably remember the majority of the 80s Red Dawn.
Man. That guy's middle finger.
It made me laugh so much when I seen that, and it's just like a quick scene, and you're just like, "Eh."
Off topic,
and then you just look at it and you're like, what the hell?
No, yeah.
I know, and you brought this up, and when you brought it, I never said anything about it, but when you brought it up, I was just like, yes, somebody agrees with me.
Yeah. Funny enough was semi-related. So Drake Bell from Drake and Josh.
About that motherfucker too.
Right. So guess where he is at in life right now?
Mexico.
This man is in Mexico because he got caught beating his girlfriend, right, in the U.S., fled to Mexico, and now, for whatever reason, he's famous over there for doing covers of, like, classic songs in his style in Spanish. He is a full-blown Spanish singer
now. He's a Mexican now.
You forgot what his new name is.
Oh, Drake Campana.
Chingas.
Literally, Drake Campana.
No mames.
Campañando, cut.
Oh, Campana, cut.
Oh!
He did not make a single effort.
No.
Whatsoever.
Hell no.
To
hide
change.
his name.
Yeah.
Campana mis bolas.
Drake.
Campana mis bolas.
Fucking... No, the hell reminded me of somebody else too right now. God damn it.
Who else has disappeared to Mexico to live just a messed up life? Yeah.
Good question.
I think it's hilarious that as soon as he's back in the U.S., they're just straight arresting him.
So another thought was, I think I talked about it with you.
See, that's Mexico. They don't care when you beat your girlfriend. They expect it.
But
a little on the traditional side.
Either that.
Wait, you weren't drunk?
Yeah.
Fuck, let me go buy your beer.
Either
like, here, you need to be drunk for the court case.
Either that or you get beaten by your girl over there in Mexico. Shit.
That's always rough.
Well, the question is, who was the girl that he was dating that he beat?
I think it was like some Hollywood toss around, like some girl that just gets passed around amongst celebrities until she becomes famous herself.
Well,
I don't think he's getting beat over there.
No.
That's the thing in the U.S. They're like, oh, women have rights, but
they're like, wait, that bitch ain't in the movie. Nobody gives a fuck.
Woman's got as much rights as however far she can throw her fist.
Nah, if they got money, they got more rights than than brown people.
I'm talking about in Mexico, not here.
Oh, in Mexico,
Oh,
yeah, you got as much rights as men as
because
As far as you can throw a rock.
If they would,
as far as you can throw a beer.
as far as they could throw their chancla.
Oh, true.
That chancla.
As far as the cinto reaches.
Damn.
Which admittedly isn't that far, but they make it work.
Oh, yeah.
They make it work.
Well, if it's like my grandpa's
I
story,
was
You're
gonna
in the
say,
room, you're done.
You're fucking. It's a long shot right there with your grandpa. Isn't
my
it?
grandpa could see you, he can hit you with the belt.
It'll be like a quick draw too. A fucking
Ah, hell no.
My dad said that he would have the belt in half, and if you got out of the reach, he would let go of one part of it, so it would just like extend.
Whip it.
Yeah.
Fucking
And
flash.
his range of effectiveness was if you're in the room, he can reach you.
If you're
So
within,
you
if you're
try to
within
jump on
swinging
the you try to
distance,
jump
you're
on the
in
bed.
danger.
You try to jump on the bed and get in the corner. He would stay at the end of the bed and hit you with the belt.
So then he'd put himself in the middle of the room, and all he would have to do is take one step out, and he got you.
Oh god.
You weren't fast
I'd be
enough. You were
scared.
never
I'm
fast enough.
Not scared of my grandpa, but I'm scared of my grandpa.
I'm just
be
impressed
scared
by
of-
him, honestly.
Yeah, but
I'm not
it's
scared
the
of him.
kind of impression that I'm like,
I'm not
Bro.
scared. I'm scared of him in a younger sense, but for whatever reason, I've just never felt threat. Apparently, I was the favorite of the grandchildren. That between you, me, and Sam, that I was the only one that he actually ever came to visit and play with. That he would come
Yeah, I
home from
believe that.
work, wherever he was, stop by here, check on me, play with me a little bit, and then go.
yeah, I believe that.
I'm
I know that. I
I'm
know that dad
terrified.
would
And I
say
thought
that.
that was the weirdest thing ever.
Terrified of what?
terrified with Darcy over my grandpa.
Which one? On your dad's side or mom's?
My mom. My mom's dad.
Why?
Oh my god, dude. This kid gives me a fucking heart attack. My grandpa's ridiculously ticklish. And she finds it fucking hilarious to go and tickle him. Bro, I kid you not, she'll be making the fingers like right next to my grand. Like how remember, like you'd be like that, I'll be laughing and shit.
You'd
My
already
grandpa's the same fucking way, dude.
You'd already
Darcy
be
would be like, "I'm gonna tickle you, grandpa," and my grandpa's like, "Oh," he's like, can't breathe, bro. Like, Darcy, back the fuck up.
We're gonna
I'm about
die.
to kick my kid out of my grandpa's face and shit. Nah,
Y'all
get
let
the
him
fuck out of there. Like
Fucking
shit.
dude, man.
That's
Like,
how
put my
funny.
grandpa in cardiac arrest and shit, dude.
You know, it's
He's
like
like, can't breathe. I don't want to put mouth to mouth with my grandpa.
What's the other show that the? Oh no, American Pie. Guy
What's my
accidentally kills his
favorite,
grandma.
you know my favorite.
Oh,
like,
Oh,
shit.
yeah,
yeah.
It's the
yeah.
first one. The first one. That's what kind of reminded me of,
Oh,
but
God.
in a better sense because she's gonna tickle him to death.
Oh man, that's.
She's like, my dad always told me get them before they get you.
Oh, God.
Shit.
You know my favorite story from my grandpa is, and it's really messed up, but I think it's the funniest thing that he's ever done in his life. When he would deal out punishment to a dad or any of our uncles or aunts, right? What he would do is he would make them go outside and pick which stick they were gonna get their ass beat with. And the funniest thing was, it didn't matter which stick you chose because he wouldn't let you pick a flimsy one. You know, he'd be like, "No, go get a better one," right? And there was no winning because if you chose a thin one, it stung. If you chose a thick one, it bruised.
Oh my
And if you chose a medium-sized one, it did both. And he would be like, "Go get a stick. Pick which one you want to get your ass beat with."
And that's all the choice you're gonna get.
And that's all the choice you got. You went begrudgingly to go grab a stick.
Maybe,
that
like,
you
maybe
knew-
by the third fucking hit, then hopefully it breaks.
That you were gonna get beat with.
You just break it a little bit so you can just.
Stretch it a
And you
bit.
had to sit there and you had to think. You had to pick out strategically which stick was gonna hurt the least, right? But it
Bruh.
didn't matter because he was a grown man and
fucking
he was
stick,
gonna make
man.
it hurt.
I got you.
anyways.
Check this
That
out.
is just the funniest thing ever to me. That he was just like, "Go pick a stick."
Maria's
This reminds
dad,
me
bro.
of Muhammad Ali in the fights. He's just like talking trash to people, like getting in their head. That's what it seems like to me.
I swear to God.
Yeah,
like
it
fighting.
was more psychological. Honestly,
It's like
It's
fighting.
psychological
It's like
warfare.
it
fighting
was
the
more
greatest.
psychological, if anything, than it was physical.
No, that
It's
ass.
probably both.
My
A little bit.
Maria's
And
dad.
then,
was,
you know,
Maria's dad would be telling me about shit like that. You know, like his dad too. Be like, "You go pick out a branch and shit." You know. So this motherfucker, he found out a way, bro. He said he'd go to like where they'd have all the chickens and shit, and they had like the potato sacks, and he'd fucking just rip it down the half, fold it, and stick it down his pants, where they knew they're gonna be whipping the shit out of him. And so one day he got caught, dude.
He put up a stick shield.
No, so he went to go pick out a stick, right? And I guess his dad went to go follow this nigga.
He had stick armor.
He had the stick right here. He was ripping the fucking bag, and he had his pants down. And he was pulling him up. He saw his dad, and he's like, "Fuck!" So his dad's like, "No, leave it, motherfucker, leave it."
I'm gonna hit through it.
No, he did it. He did him worse. He didn't hit him in the ass. He got him in the back of the thighs.
Golly.
Straight crippled him.
If that were me and I thought of that,
he's like, I couldn't sit down for shit.
if that were me and I would have thought of that, and I would have caught him trying to stuff his pants, he would have been going bare ass every time after that.
Yeah. Motherfucker, drop your pants. I don't trust your ass.
Now I'm aim for the asshole.
Fuck.
He's gonna go long ways.
You know how much that was sting?
I'll get a.
He's gonna go long ways instead of sideways.
The definition of tearing you in your asshole. That's where the fuck it came from.
And that's
Turn around, boy. I'm gonna whip you in your asshole.
Can't do it sideways because you're not gonna hit the crack. Right.
Whip. It sounds like rip. Whip. I'm gonna whip you a new asshole. It sounds like I'm gonna rip you. Oh my god. That's where it came from.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, I wish we could still beat our kids the same way.
It'll just be a target.
You know why? Because
just
sometimes...
like that black mom said, as long as they don't welt and they don't leave no bruises, you can spank them on the ass all you want. I'm like, what happens if their ass is already bruised up though and you can't fucking do nothing after that?
Well then...
I'm gonna beat them a second
Listen,
time
they're
for being a
messing
homo.
up. If they're messing up again
They're
to the
bruised
point
up.
that they're getting spanked while they're still healing from the last one. That's how you know you got a bad kid.
Dead ass.
And that's when you start going from open hand to closed hand.
Am I treat you like a kid or an adult?
I'm just saying.
Bruh.
Listen, a couple of people in our generation could have done with the beating instead of like, oh no, he's fine. They could have done with the little ass whooping from their dad
Bruh.
and mom.
Did I ever tell you about that dude I used to work with, Jesse? He looked like a bum and shit. Cool ass dude.
But he looked like a bum.
But he looked like a bum.
Oh, just for the record, guys, we don't beat our kids.
We don't have kids. Well, I don't have kids.
I have a
We
kid,
don't-
but
Only one of us
I have a kid,
here
but-
has a kid.
I firmly beat her, but not too bad.
Also a joke. She's an angel.
She's an angel.
She's an angel. She's
Fucking
freaking
annoys the
hilarious.
shit out of you.
She's your child.
Honestly, the only thing saving her is that she's freaking hilarious. That's
Yeah.
it.
Dead ass.
If she wasn't funny or had a
She is
boring
so
personality,
funny, dude.
Yeah.
She is so funny.
She's a funny ass kid. And then I see so much of myself in that little kid. I'm like, no wonder you're so goddamn
She
funny.
is you.
yeah, no wonder you're funny.
She's fucking huge.
Anyways, back to Jesse.
Oh, yeah, Jesse. Like, this whole way of, like, talking to your kids like that. I straight up seen Jesse tell his fucking, like, 17-year-old son, "What? You think you're a man now? Well, what's up, motherfucker? Put your hands up." Straight up, bro. He just called out his son. He's like, What? And he's like, no, seriously. You think you're a fucking man? You can tell yourself what you want to do? Throw your fucking hands up, bitch.
He's like, I just wanted to get milk for my cereal.
No, dude, and this motherfucker's already in crutches. He has a broken leg. And he's like, well, what the fuck am I going to do? I got a broken leg. He goes,
First of
yeah,
all,
so don't be running your mouth, you dumb motherfucker.
yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, dude.
If you are in crutches, you need to be the most passive, friendly human being in existence
No
because
shit.
you are already handicapped.
You
You are
better be a
handicapped in a
fly,
fight.
a fly on the wall.
as he's hobbling away, you're lucky I don't kick you down those fucking stairs and break your other legs.
That's a dad right there.
Oh, I love this motherfucker.
Wait,
Dude, he's hilarious.
Do me a favor, Ed.
What?
Tell me the story about your friend who has a stepdad named Scooter.
Oh, Mehoff.
Oh, fucking Jack, bro.
Yeah, Jack.
Jack. My
'Cause
boss's
when you first told me about that,
my boss's son, his biological son, he had it with some other chick, but he left the chick. She's crazy, and I guess this crazy ass chick, she ended up getting with some like, I guess churchy ass dude because he had a good ass credit score. That's the way Jack put it. But
Church guys are just in credit score.
the church guy was like so desperate to get Jack to get his last name, but then Jack like told his mom, he's like, "There's no fucking way I'm taking his name." She's like, "Why?" "Mom, my name is Jack." Yeah, and? His last name is Niehoff. Jack Niehoff? Yeah, sure, Mom. That's going to be fucking great. I was like, dude, I would have been fucking I would have roasted the shit out of you in middle school if you had that name, bro. Jesus, Jack Niehoff. Hey, Jack me off.
Everybody would just laugh.
They would kill him.
Even the old teacher and the principal.
Oh, I swear to God.
When they graduate, they just fucking laugh.
Oh, Jack Niehoff. Oh my God.
I swear, man.
That would be horrible.
It's a sub teacher. Is good one, guys.
A good one. The fake name on here. He's like, no, that's me.
That's really my name, sir.
And then he's about, shut that up. Go to the principal.
Back here again, huh? Yep.
Yeah, we got a sub for third period.
Thought I was fucking with him again.
You start taking bets on what period it was. Fifth period. No. Yeah.
Imagine being like the vice principal on like that school day where you're helping kids get to classes, and you look at the kids like
Hold on. Isn't this the same guy who his stepdad was giving him hella trouble, and he's like, listen, is my mom gonna give you any pussy for this? Was that the same guy?
Yeah.
Oh my!
That's what I was hoping you'd get to also. But real quick, imagine being the kid like having that name, and you show the vice principal your name, and you know how like they would put it backwards, so it says Niehoff Jack.
Niehoff Jack.
And then you're just like, oh, Jack.
Oh.
What?
No way, dude. You're fucking old. That's what I tell him every time.
So yeah,
Jack Niehoff? No way, man. You're fucking old.
We're gonna want that. Hold on, let's see it first. Nah.
Pastor O'Grady? Yeah.
Am I in the Cub Scout skin?
Oh God.
I seen it. I was gonna bring it up right now. Too. A funny meme that's like that. Girl's telling the guy, "I'm so glad you never asked for a threesome," and he's just like, he's like, well, why would I want to disappoint two people at the same time? And then she's like, no, you're good in bed. And he's like, you sound like my old scoutmaster. And I'm just like, oh man.
It's literally what I read today. It's like
yeah, I read it today.
You can't have sex in a sleeping bag because
yeah, you can. It's just very.
It's one, it's very uncomfortable, and then two, you get really hot and sweaty, and three, Scoutmaster Teddy doesn't let you out. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I seen that one too.
I was like, dude, what the fuck?
I was like, what's this? We moved past the pastor molesters.
Oh yeah, my God. Back to Jack absolutely destroying his stepfather.
Yeah, he was like, wait, are you trying to do this to get some pussy out of my mom?
Because he was just being hard on him, huh?
Yeah, he's just being a dick.
Jack was going somewhere, if I remember correctly. He was going somewhere, and his stepdad was like, oh, you can't do this or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, he was like trying to lecture him or some shit like that. I can't remember exactly what the fuck it was. Like he was.
What was his stepdad's name?
Scooter. I'm pretty sure you said it was Scooter.
Hey, Scooter Niehoff.
Because I was just like, dude.
Scott Niehoff. There you go.
Scott.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Scott
Where'd you get Scooter from?
Scott Scooter.
Because when you said Scooter, and I was just like, dude, I can never respect a stepdad.
Yeah, no, that's what Jack calls him. He calls him Scooter because he doesn't respect him with the dick. He's like, he told him straight up. He's like, there's no way I'm taking your last name.
Anybody I'm calling.
And I ain't calling you Dad. I'm calling you Scooter. Dead ass. He was like, I ain't calling you Dad or stepdad. I'm calling you Scooter.
Scooter. That's funny. My God. God, all my friends are boring.
I can never.
My friends got no stories.
Yeah, the childhood trauma. Because all the kids with this kind of trauma became parents, and they didn't treat their kids this way. Which are your friends?
Dude. All my friends are just normal. Just,
so I don't know if you guys have ever heard, but like white kids always have that aunt.
Which one? The rich aunt or the
like the one that lets them get away with everything?
Oh, yeah. Cool aunt.
Yeah, the cool aunt. You know what I mean? Gives them a beer and shit.
That roofies them.
Yeah. So Jack has the same aunt.
I seen those on Pornhub.
Oh yeah, dude.
You too?
That was a good one.
You too?
No, but Jack's aunt, she'd be straight up hooking this nigga up with like Xannies, coke.
Oh God.
Like alcohol and shit like that.
Oh, so that's
So
really
You know what the worst part
anytime
about
this
those ants
motherfucker
are?
goes to LA,
They're
he
never
stays
pretty.
with her.
He stays with her?
Cause like her
Got
boyfriend,
locked or what the
her
fuck?
boyfriend's like a straight up like drug dealer.
Oh my god.
So-
And how do you know how old she is?
She's like in her 40s.
What do you?
Do you know where she lives?
LA. I don't
What
know
she
where in
drives?
Her license plate number?
L7A.
Physical description.
Skinny white, black hair.
So I can hit her up, right?
True.
I think that's
He's
always
yeah.
disappointing.
He's like, yeah, it's 6QZH.
He already knows. He already knows.
He's got it written down at all times.
Be like, hey, yo, Jack, let me fuck your aunt for some coke.
Fuck.
That's LA coke. That's a different
Oh,
kind.
fucked up shit that happened to Jack, by the way. It was so funny.
God.
So the whole reason he left the company is to get away from us, right? Well, not by us. I meant like his dad.
Because
The
his dad
fucking-
owned the company, right?
Yeah, and fucking the manager, which is his dad's best friend, Don.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, so like, fucking Jack joins the Air Force, right? And at this time, Don is still with us, like still with the company and shit.
Oh, okay.
And
I
then,
thought he was
like months later, Jack gets deployed.
Oh wow.
But like during this time between, like Jack getting deployed or waiting to see where the fuck he was gonna
go
go.
for a little bit.
Yeah, Don, his wife, ends up getting like a once in a lifetime job opportunity in New Mexico. So he's like, sorry guys, but I'm out of here. Fucking left with his whole family. Lives in New Mexico. They probably lived in New Mexico maybe 3 weeks. Jack gets a call. He got stationed 2 hours away from Don in New Mexico.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
And I was like, Jack, you on the Air Force to get as far as you can away from that motherfucker. And just the way Destiny played them cards, nigga. I was like, Jack, you ain't getting far away from that motherfucker if you wanted to. I called him the other day, too, and I was like, hey, so how's it like living like 2 hours away from Don? He's like, the motherfucker came to visit me out of the blue. I was like, really? Yeah. He gave my drill sergeant shit. I was like, he gave your drill sergeant? He's like, yeah, dude. The motherfucker gave my... He's like, you're not going hard enough on this motherfucker. He's still a little asshole.
Fuck.
I was like, yeah, sounds like Don, dude.
What the fuck,
I know that
man?
drill sergeant set playing a baby, dude. He cried his ass laughing to sleep that day.
Oh yeah, drill sergeant's gonna kick out
Oh,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Oh.
Fucking Jack, he's like, I was in hell by myself for like the next 2 weeks.
of that. In a weird way, hearing New Mexico, I miss the desert.
I was like,
Is
nigga,
it-
you live in
Is
one.
it-
No. Okay,
High
so
desert.
recently, I went on a work trip to Arizona. I spent like almost 2 weeks out there. I was out there for like 12 days,
Shit.
right? And
Oh, yeah, you should definitely talk about what happens after.
which was they list. Okay, so it was a 2 week just emotional train wreck. All right, it was just it was a stressful.
Oh. Explain everything. Give the details. Everything is so funny.
Give me the
about
juicy
this
deets, bruh.
Okay,
Eddie knows.
should know her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so Maria, right, used to work at Subway, right?
Yeah.
I end up working at that same Subway.
Mm-hmm.
Maria and I both know this person named Marissa, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's my manager, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, we're cool, right? Weirdest thing ever, I found out we were in the same grade. Same graduating class, everything.
Oh, shit.
Through
Never
my
mind.
whole high school life, we were just in the background of each other. We recognized each other, but had nothing to overlap, right? Except for, I think, like, one mutual friend of ours.
Why have I been wearing these headphones this whole time? I
Yeah.
don't need them.
They're great.
Anyway.
I think I've been sitting here for so long with them on that I feel comfortable with
How
them.
are you? How are your butt cheeks?
They're fine.
Anyway,
This chair's great.
so
All right.
that's back in August.
Oh,
I get
yeah.
hired there, right?
They
In
hurt.
September, I transfer
wanna
over to
switch
the
or
new
what?
store, and she transfers
Wanna?
over too, right? Because she's like kind of taking over, or doing like our head boss's job. Like that's what she was doing up until recently. So, I'm graveyard for the longest time ever. She's the morning manager, so we had a lot of overlap where we just like chill for an hour and a half and just be stupid, while we're essentially work best friend, because like when we knew that they were gonna be there, we knew it was gonna be funny morning or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So we're chilling and I'm like, okay, cool, right? They get rid of graveyard position, right? So I got to start working closing shifts. So I don't see her for like a month or so, right? Out of the blue, my boss calls me. She's like, "How would you like to go to Arizona?" And I was like, "What?" Right? On a like I had a whole week scheduled off, right? And at the beginning of the week, she's like, "How would you like to go to Arizona?" And I was like, "For how long?" Right? And she's like, 10 days, right? You'd be flying out this day, and then you would leave Wednesday. For whatever reason, I remember that we left on a Wednesday, right? And I was like, "Oh, okay, that sounds cool."
Leave Sunday and come
yeah,
back
leave on a Sunday, come back
Wednesday.
Essentially 2 weeks later.
And this was
Wednesday.
a business trip?
Business trip, right. So we're going to go help out a store over there that's like severely understaffed, right? And we're at our store, we're fighting for hours, right?
And it's a hot location.
Yeah, it's a busy location, like crazy. Busier than the pilot that we have here, and we all know that place is always packed, right? So it's busier than there, and I'm just like, cool, sounds fun. You know, I don't have any school, anything holding me down.
Paid hotel and everything?
Paid hotel, flight, everything, right?
That's it.
I'm like, cool, okay, yeah, and I'm like, okay, is it just me, or is it going to be someone coming with? And she's like, oh, it's going to be Marissa. So I know that it's going to be the funniest time of my life.
Oh, I know it's going to be the luckiest day of my life.
I know that because I already, like, she's the only manager that I vibe with. The rest of them are kind of boring. You know, they either have school or they have a kid, and it's just like, you're boring. Yeah. You don't have much of a personality, right? Meanwhile, this person will she's got good taste in music, she's fun to be around, this is going to be an experience, right? Day comes, we fly out, right? They're telling me, they're like, oh, this is their first time flying, and I was like, God damn it, right? I'm not the most experienced flyer. I've flown, with my family several times, so I get the process at that point, right? But I've never gone solo bolo, it's never just been me, right? So I'm figuring all this out. And I get through, the airport just fine, right? And I'm just like, well, I've experienced the worst of it. We've been through thunderstorms, hailstorms, lightning strikes, crazy turbulence on the way to Mexico, right? Just like 2-3 flights, honestly, to Mexico.
On like one trip.
Yeah, on one trip to Mexico, right?
Did you have that turbulence where it just drops down?
Yeah, that was the lightning strike. Yeah. We got hit by a lightning strike, fell like 1,000 feet or something like that.
I only remember once that.
It was like a good second and a half that we were falling.
Yeah, we were floating in our chairs, like, you felt it. It was like when you start going down on a roller coaster.
Shit.
Yeah, except it's an airplane, and, after that split second of like, oh, that was fun, you're like, this is a plane. If this thing drops, you're done. Dead, right?
We're in a sardine can going down.
Exactly. Right.
It was so scary.
So that's the flight to Mexico during hurricane season in Mexico. Right?
Oh my
Hurricanes
God.
can pop up at any time. Thunderstorms, just come and go just like that. It's like living in Florida, really. The flight to Arizona from California is so much smoother. You're going over desert and mountain. There's essentially no wind whatsoever, right? So I'm just like, there reassuring my manager. I'm like, listen, these things are easy peasy. I've been through everything. It's like the likeliness that it's going to be bad is like non-existent. It's going to be fine. Right? You get on our flight. It's an easy flight. It's an hour long. It's not the worst thing ever. I fell asleep during most of it. Funny enough, my seat was the emergency exit seat, right? So I had the most leg room I've ever had in my life on a plane.
You're like, fuck,
right?
kick my
Not
feet
only
up.
that, I'm at like the point in the plane. It's a smaller plane, but it's like still a commercial airliner. It's taking less people because of corona restrictions, but the plane's still packed. So I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the dumbest thing ever. There's no social distancing. The whole thing's packed, but it's just a smaller plane.
But this was my pick.
And the weird things about these smaller planes is there's like no official first class. There's just single seating. There's divided in two ways. One side has single seats, and that's like the more expensive ones, and then the other side has two people, but it's chill, right? And when it goes from one seat to two seats, there's no like wall separating it, right? It's just the aisle curves a bit, and then it becomes two seat, and then you get 4 people per row, each from there to the back of the plane. I'm sitting where it goes from 1 row to 2 rows, right? So the aisle curves, right? And my legroom is the aisle. Best
Perfect.
flight of my life, right? And this is like all the people in the front are all the military and rich people that paid for like the other things, like the primary boarders, right? The people that get like priority. So this dude next to me, some Air Force dude. I'm not sure if he's going into the Air Force or he's already in it. He's got like flashcards for like some tests and all that. It's like yaw, pitch, roll, whatever, maximum, some other stuff. And I'm just really recognizing his aviation terms, but I really don't care. Dude passes out. Best, seat partner I could ever have, but he has the window seat, right? I'm just like, yeah, whatever. So I'm having this, best flight of my life. Dude passes out. I pass out a couple of times, on the way there, like 2, 3, 15-minute naps, right? Smooth. I land there, right? And I'm just like, oh! Got a little bit of Italian in us, all right? Sometimes I just
but he just makes out with his fingertips, you know what I mean? Like
it's the love for himself, bitch.
Yeah. It's the love scratch your ass experience that nobody really gets to. So, I'm going into this thinking like, oh, this is gonna be easy peasy trip, right? Everything's going smooth, right? It's cool. Obviously not a bad flight, so my manager's not freaking out, and I'm just like, okay, we gotta find our rental car because we have a prepaid rental car that we gotta get to, right? And it's just like, well, if you can't find the rental place, you just gotta ask somebody who knows, right? Mm-hmm. This is the Phoenix airport. It's really busy. It's massive, And I'm just like, whatever. I'm feeling confident from a good flight and everything. My luggage was like the first one off the plane. So as soon as I get to baggage claim, both my bags that I have are right there immediately, and I'm just like, oh, what an easy flight, right? Going into this whole day chilling. We get the rental car, we're driving around Phoenix, find a place to eat, blah blah blah. It's not the best, like some weird vegan, trendy place. Wasn't the best food, honestly. I would have been satisfied with a Wendy's burger, really.
Fuck.
But I mean, we were in Phoenix, so we had to try something. We make it to our hotel, and I'm like, okay, this is where I'm gonna be living for 2 weeks, right? And it's the whole car ride over, and all the way up until the hotel room before me and my manager just going to our individual rooms, cracking jokes, having the time of our lives, just being dumb, right? And I'm like, okay, it's gonna be like this for the rest. Nope. That first day working there was one person working with us that whole time. 3 people to run a whole subway, right? And it is busy. It is one of the most visited pilots in existence. Those dudes were making $3,000-$4,000 a day off the subway and the deli alone, which for a skeleton crew, because that's what we were. There was nobody. There was no. That is so busy and so much money, right? So, 2-3 days in, I already want to die, right? Oh god, dude, there were so many stories in that time. Oh my goodness. I'm just I blocked it all out because as soon as I came back from the trip, I got the coronavirus and I was just dying for another 2 weeks, basically.
He should be good though. He's alive.
I'm alive.
He's not
I don't give a fuck.
He's not showing any symptoms and shit like that.
Kiss
no, let him just slap you with his hand because he made out with it right now.
No, God, what story did you want to specifically hear, Cheeech? Because you had something specific in mind. I was keeping in contact with my family and my brother the whole time that I was there. Every time I'd get home from the hotel.
Yeah, just the hell of a roller coaster it was.
Oh.
And then coming back and getting sick. Almost immediately.
Almost immediately. So the reason
Did you even find out where you got sick from?
No clue. A lot of people in Arizona, no masks whatsoever. I'd say probably about 50% of the people that came through did not wear masks. All majority white people. Most of the time the Mexican people had masks, and I was like, good on you, my people. I was representing. Even though the Latino community got decimated by the coronavirus. The reason it was an emotional roller coaster was because it was 10-hour workdays each day, sometimes 11-hour workdays. So I was thinking I'm gonna be making hella money and whatnot, right? But it ended up being Arizona minimum wage, which is a whole $3 less than here, which really only amounted to me doing 2 full-time weeks for 8 hours here in California. So what would have been 2 easy weeks was
2 hellish weeks.
2 hellish weeks in Arizona, right?
Yeah, you got paid the same as 2 easy weeks in California.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just god damn. And then not only on top of
you were like, no wonder these motherfuckers quit.
Yeah, no, there was so many. So first day that I show up there, the person that's there, right, some 16-year-old girl, and I'm thinking, oh my god, they have her, opening the store and everything, right? and she was going to be solo if it wasn't for us being here. Turns out her mom's the manager, and I'm just like, first red flag right there, right? And her dad/stepdad is like the main dude in the deli who essentially runs it whenever his wife is off running around, right? So I'm like, first of all,
what in the Alabama?
Yeah, I'm like, what in the Alabama is going on here? Like, how? No wonder. This was my first impression. I'm like, the only reason this store's failing is because of the rampant nepotism, right? Like, there's no way that they're doing the jobs that they need to do, knowing full well that two of them are married, one of them's their daughter, right? And they're just acting like they're at home, when they're here.
Dead ass.
And that was my first day impression, right? And I hadn't even met the mom yet. She wasn't scheduled for that day. Meet her the next day, and I'm just like, you're the reason the store's failing. But we weren't there to, like, fix anything up. We were just there to help them out, right? Up until then, 12 people had been hired for the Subway in Delhi. Every single one of them had quit before we even got there. All the stores that they reached out to that helped them out, all of the people that went and helped them out said they would never come back to help them in that specific store. I was just like, my God. For whatever reason, me and my manager were the only ones, that were able to tough it out. But it was just... So I have that looming over me the whole time, right? And the rest of the time, I'm being, like toyed with by my manager, right? By Marissa, of all people. So I'm just like, we're... First day, she's like, oh, I fully expect us to get close. And I'm just like, ain't you got a man's? Like, what?
What do you mean, like, toy with?
I'm
like, are you sex toy, or what the hell?
Toying with your emotions?
So, toying with my emotions. And, like, just sometimes physically messing with it. Like, I remember 2 instances, right, where I'm doing a specific job. I'm focused on it, right? And she passed by, she's walking by, right? And she goes, I'm like, right, just like that playful finger down your back or down your arm.
Just a woman touching you.
Yeah, and I'm just like in the middle of, whatever. She's like, oh, can you do this? And I'm just like, yeah, if you don't touch me again.
Where was she touching you exactly?
If you would have paid attention, you would have saw
it. Yeah, so Ed stood up.
No, just for the listeners.
Right, so let's say I've got a flat metal table in front of me. I'm cutting vegetables or doing whatever, right? So going up.
Yeah,
I'm demonstrating for you guys. I'm working on whatever. Essentially, yeah, I got my ass up because I got a big ass. Right?
You do got a big ass.
So I'm walking, doing my thing, right? And she walks by and she just down the middle of my spine.
It was like, oh,
really? I'm just like, ooh. And I'm like, do you need something?
Just turn on Scoutmaster.
You want to go lower?
I was like, do you need something?
Jesus,
First
bro.
of all.
Scoutmaster Fred?
Right? I'm just like, what the hell?
Pastor Frederick?
I'm like, unprovoked, right? Unprovoked. Hadn't talked to her for like maybe 10 minutes because this thing I was doing takes, a couple, like almost an hour to get done, right? Prepping all the vegetables and meat takes about 2 hours of time. All fully dedicated to the chips. Right? So I'm doing that and I'm just like, unprovoked, she does that and I'm just like, what? Right? Threw me off, right? This is like 2-3 days in. We hadn't even been chilling or like talking to each other like we really knew each other, like towards the end. Towards the end, I'm thinking I knew too much. I was just like, I don't want to know. Right? Same deal, vice versa. Somewhere like day 7, she did the same thing on my arm. I was just like, why are you doing this to me? It's like, why? I'm like, full well, like, my whole relationship status and everything. Like, you even know about my ex and why we split, and you're doing this to me? Like, you need to relax. I remember there was one point,
she was, like, trying to take advantage of the point that you guys were together.
Yeah, basically.
Imagine she would have came in here.
And I remember at one point, we were saying something. I was like, oh, you know how easy it is for, like, a woman to destroy my life? You know how easy it is as a guy for a girl to just absolutely wreck your life?
It is pretty.
And she's like, yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
And I remember she was pushing this cart, right? And I'm like, I'm doing something. And the cart that we have for work, like, there's several carts. You use them for prepping bread and whatnot, right? And, like, just cooling, like, cookies if you bake. It's a very standardized cart that we have at all Subways. And it's, like, dick height. So she's coming, like, down the thing fast, and I'm just like, slow down, let me get out of the way. And I'm like, you could destroy my life that easy, And in my head, I'm just like, because, you can ram the corner straight into my crotch, and I'd be on the floor writhing in pain, right?
And she'll try
did not allude to that at all, right? I was just like, oh, let me move out the way. It's like, you could easily destroy my life. And she's like, I know. And I'm like... Well, first of all, I know full well that you were not thinking about the cart wrecking into me and that being it ruining my life. You were thinking I could ruin this man's life physically and emotionally. Like, all it takes is one little on the hotel door, done.
That's pretty much it.
Right? What are you looking at?
I don't know. There's something on the floor right there. Don't touch it, Ed.
Looks like from the bottom of a shoe or something.
Chocolate.
Oh, that's the centipede you killed. The millipede.
No. That's like.
Oh, what is that?
Nuts and chocolate.
Smell it, Ed.
Chocolate.
Looks like shit.
You brave man, Ed. You brave man.
Yeah, bro.
I'm like, is this blood?
Well, you can't hear. Just.
Oh, not his mask. Come on.
The fuck's wrong with you?
Bro, you got thousands
Hey,
of
just
masks.
pull out your fucking underwear then. They already got shit stains all over it.
They already got
Yeah.
skin
Right
marks.
here. You got thousands of those.
Yeah, you can do that. So
Give
anyways,
one to me,
let me
asshole.
put it on.
You're just gonna lick it or what?
Yeah,
So
whatever.
anyways, like,
Fuck.
Fucking chocolate on the floor.
I like how I stuck my fingers in it though, like not knowing what the fuck it was.
You probably stuck your fingers in shit already.
Yeah.
he's definitely stuck his
Dead
fingers.
ass.
It's not like worse than
Yeah.
drinking the chata outside.
Get up. Oh god.
Oh my
That
god.
horchata, man. I mean,
I'll never forget
That's horrid.
Christian opening the fucking lid, and as soon as I see that shit jiggle like
there's
fucking
a
It
jello,
was like
bro.
fucking.
There's a
That
trash
actually
can right there by the
reminds
dresser.
So it's.
That reminds me of my last day there in Arizona.
Wait.
So anyways, this whole time we know that at any point my manager can ruin my life by just being like
Just
one knock on the door and that's
just knock
it.
on
You
the
know?
Just a
hotel
text message.
Yeah.
And she,
text
and what?
message, that's it.
She's
Little
older?
mid flip.
No, she's younger than me.
She's
actually.
younger than you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is she bad?
Yeah, she's cute. She's very cute.
Continue the story. I'll take care of this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let me see.
She doesn't have any photos of herself on Instagram.
She-
Which actually she forced me to add her on Instagram.
Oh my god,
yeah.
she would have just
Send her memes.
straight sucked
Just
your
send her-
soul. Gawk
Yeah, no,
9000.
She would have obliterated. She could easily have obliterated.
Oh, she
my
took
life.
off her pictures.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me see
But
this.
that,
She put-
that profile picture.
Wow, look at those
She
sweet
put one on
lips.
Snapchat the other day, and I was all.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I seen
Anyways.
her. Yeah, I seen her.
Ed
Eddie
knows who
knows-
she is.
I know
Oh,
who
you
she
know,
is.
you know who
Yeah,
she
'cause
is.
She worked
his
with
friend.
Maria.
My bad.
So anyways,
You
we're
never
under
seen her
disagreement the
before,
whole
bro.
Yeah,
time,
I
right?
seen her on the.
I've never seen her before in my life.
When we every
Oh,
single
God.
night that we got off work, we went to go eat somewhere because there was a bunch
suggestions.
of place like food. Oh,
Yeah.
whole different part of the story,
I
right?
don't know her.
I'm working in Arizona, but my hotel's in California. I have to do a 40-minute commute. Actually, sorry, technically it'd be an hour and 20 because it's 40 there, 40 back, sometimes 50, right? Like, depending on the traffic. If I was driving, I would be going like 110 the whole time. If she was driving, she was going like 80-something the whole time, right? So it depends on who was driving, right?
The
I
rental,
usually did the
baby.
morning
Blow
drive.
that
Anyways,
bitch.
it's a long drive from Blythe, California to this place in Salome, Arizona, right? And every time we get off work, we're hungry, you know, because we just got a 10-hour workday, and we don't get 10-minute breaks like we do in California. They don't have them in Arizona. They only have lunches. So you go 4 hours on, lunch, 6 hours on, right?
What the
Sometimes you would go 6, 7, 8 hours on, hit your lunch, then, you know,
fuck? Oh, that's
do the
cool.
rest of your day because it was so busy that there was no time to take a lunch, right? You'd get a lot of extra pay that way, but it was still, you know, harsh on your body.
It was a bitch.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
was
bitch.
bad. It was bad.
That's a bitch.
After like
Especially
day
you're not
5,
eating.
6, I would wake up and my feet were still hurting from the night before. Like a 9-hour sleep wouldn't get rid of it. Anyways, we do
Feels
this
like
commute.
if you just woke up the next morning after a convention.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
What kind of
Well, I was
convention?
breaking in new shoes during that convention, so that was my
Anime
mistake.
convention.
An anime convention? I
Yeah.
thought of like a porn convention.
Yeah, because we totally go to porn conventions.
Anime
I would.
conventions are
Shit, let's
basically
go.
the same.
Let's
Let's
go.
be real. So, anyways, doing this drive every time we
Cosplay
get
con?
off, we
You
go to
guys
we
can
get
go, I'm
like
cool.
go to eat.
Cosplay con.
So
Come on,
essentially, the feeling the whole time is that. I mean, I got the feeling like it's because of how well we got to know each other that we were essentially like longtime friends, if not like couple-ish. Because every night it was just like same thing. It was a routine, right? And I was basically living with this person. You know, my whole day literally spent like under her command, like ready, whatever, blah blah blah. Because you know, manager. I was just there to be the support.
Mhm.
My God, man. Having all of that just like emotional, like please don't knock on my, please don't text me, whatever, blah blah blah. But at the same time being like, just do it. You know, on top of being physically tired, on top of being so physically tired at all times, it was just a painful 2 weeks. And then I think I think it was the second to last day, finally got my first drip of alcohol. Oh my god, saved my life. We went to this barbecue place. It ended up sucking, but I mean, they had stuff that I like to drink. I think I got like 2 Angry Orchards after an 11-hour day. An Angry Orchard, like something sweet, but also like just to
buzz.
To loosen you up.
I'd be killing people with these Angry Orchards.
Dude, oh my! I hadn't even had food, mind you. Right, this is before I even had my food. I killed one of them already. I bought 2 of them.
Oh,
right.
Shit.
So I'm on an empty stomach, tired as all can be. I drink one of them. By the time I get back to the hotel, I'm already starting to feel like a little bit, I remember I was walking down the hall of the first floor of the hotel and I saw a door partially cracked and I was just like, hey, yo, his door's open. And I was like, this was probably like the most delinquent shit ever, but I was like, I'm gonna go in. She was just like, stop it. It's like, you need to stop. And I was just like, I don't know what came over me, but I saw that door cracked open a little bit and I was like, I'm gonna go in there. And I don't know what I was gonna do. I was hoping I'd find somebody in there, either in bed or asleep already, and they just wouldn't have known what was happening. And I'd smack them in the head or whatever, and then
Slap them and close the door.
Just like, and then dip out, and no one would ever know. There was no cameras in the hallway or anything.
That's
They'd just be like
terrifying.
some dude in all black clothes came in, slapped me, and left. Right?
Oh you would have made front page news, dude.
Dude, I mean, that would have made the trip so worth it.
There would have been a witch hunt for you. Okay, so there's one part of the story that I remembered that I want you to retell because it's so funny to me.
Oh, which one?
Where she pieced together who I was and who. Right, so.
No, I'll tell the story.
Well, quick backstory on my part.
Oh yeah.
You and Maria hooked me up with her. We went on a date. She recognized me. We talked quite a bit, and then we just stopped talking. Yeah. No, it wasn't a blind date. I mean, it was a blind date in a sense, but we knew what each other looked like, so no, it wasn't a blind date.
Necessarily blind. Blind personality.
So, anyways, Cheeech had gone on a date with
her.
So
we know each other.
Right. Mm-hmm. And she knew that I was some way related to him. When I first started working at the pilot, she asked me, like, oh, how do I know you? She was like, did you go to South? I was like, yeah, I did go to South. And I was like, you also might know my brother, because Christian had already told me at this time, that he had gone on a date with her. And I was just like, oh, yeah, whatever, he's my brother, right?
2 technically, but yeah. Yeah. Because one of them's important to the story.
Yes. So, she had known that I was related to him in some way, but she's kind of dumb. She doesn't remember stuff at all. Jesus. So, fast forward, half a year later, more whatever, right? She thinks that I'm his cousin, right? So, we're talking about something in school. We're trying to figure out, like, I had actually learned how old she was, because before, I remember asking it once. She's like, oh, a lady never tells her age. And I was like, I don't give a shit. I was like, I'm not going to pry. Don't care. If you don't want to tell me, all right, whatever. I don't care enough, right? So I always thought she was older than me, right? And Cheech didn't know her age, so he couldn't help me out there. And first day that we're there, when I find out that the one person working there is 16, I was like, God, I feel so old now. I'm 22. I'm 6 years older than this whole human being, and I'm just like, there's so many things in 6 years that you don't know about that I like that my generation went through that would be just above, like, past your head, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, okay, I'm 22. My manager comes out from the back for something, and the girl asks her, she's like, oh, so how old are you, right? Because she was like, these people love to talk about themselves, so she mentioned her age at some point. She ended up asking my manager, like, oh, how are you? And she was like, how old are you? She was like, oh, I'm 21. I was just like, I looked at my manager like, what? Like, first, like, A, didn't know you were this old. I always thought you were older than me. But B, you're younger than me. So now, power dynamics changed. Even though you can fire me at any time.
I'm still older than you.
I'm older than you, and I'm going to be cooking you. Right?
And that's when
That's first day. That's first day of working. Whole week is after that I'm just talking down at her. Right?
When he told me that, I was like, shit, how old was she when I went on a date with her?
Oh, fuck.
Fucking dude.
Oh, fuck.
Anyways.
Shit.
So, like 7 days in. It's pretty late into it, right? We're talking about like high school and stuff, trying to figure out like how the hell we know each other. We even went to middle school together, and we were in the same band together.
I do remember seeing her in a Desmond Middle School shirt, and it looked really familiar, and I'm pretty sure it was the same.
Grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were we've had classes together, in band together, right? Mm-hmm. Somehow, no clue who she is, at all.
Crazy,
right?
Absolutely.
And she has like a vague remembrance of me, and she said something about like I had an orange jacket or sweater at one time, and I'm trying to think back, like, when did I have an orange jacket or sweater? Like that had to have been.
I'm trying to picture you in an orange jacket, and I can't.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to piece together when I had such bad fashion taste.
Yo,
right? So I was like, I
lived with you my whole life, and I don't even remember orange sweater, dog.
Exactly. And I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm like, okay, whatever. I think it was a single San Francisco like sweater or jacket. That it said San Francisco.
What about the Tigger one that Dad had?
Might have been that one too. It could have been that one. That's the
but
only
in high
one
school,
I can.
Middle school?
I wore it maybe like a couple times.
Middle school,
yeah, I think.
Because I don't think you were dressing like that in high school.
No. Anyways, so I'm just like,
that's
what
the only
hell,
thing
right?
I can think of, like an orange sweater.
So we're trying to figure out, like, you know, did we have any classes, whatever, blah blah blah. I mentioned one friend that I had, and she's like, oh, was she like this tall or whatever, blah, blah. It describes her build, right, exactly, like, correctly, and I'm like, oh, yeah. She's like, oh, I remember having, like, a class or something with her, right, vague friend, so we have, you know, somehow we're figuring out that we have this past history with each other that we don't even know about, and I remember saying, I was telling a story about my cousins, right, I forget what the story was. I was, you know, like, I always have at this point, I'm always referring to Christian as my brother whenever I'll say a story, right? Because she'll tell me a story about her siblings. And I'll say one about mine, right?
You just say my brother.
And I was like, oh, my brother. And then I was like, and then the one time that I used his name, I was like, oh, my brother Christian, right? And she was just like, Christian? I was like, I thought he was your cousin. I was like, no, when we first met, I told you, I was like, you might know my brother Christian, right? And she was like, no, he's your cousin. And I'm like, I swear to you right now, my brother Christian Andres Alvarado is my blood brother. We look nothing alike, but he is my flesh and blood brother, right? And she's just like, she's putting it together. She's like, I've been to his house. I've been to his house. I went on a date or two with his brother. I know his brother.
Oh my god.
And she's just like...
It's like a delay right there.
Delayed reaction from like a year and a half.
Yeah, from like 2 years. And she's putting it together and she's like, oh my god. She's like, this is so awkward. She's like,
no, you say it!
And absolutely...
So this is the whole time. Right, I know this. I know for a fact that he went on a date with her, blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely... Oh, keep going, because I might ruin it.
So this whole time, I'm just like, do not ever... I'm like, don't come near me, right? Knowing full well the history between her and Christian. Yeah. That's why I'm like, don't come near me. I don't want anything to do with you, right?
Fucking dude.
Okay, and then the funny part is, like, a week prior, I told him, I was like, you know she's been in this house before, right? He's like, what? I was like, your manager? She's been in this house. She's been in that living room, the new one, and we watched Stranger Things together.
Fuck.
Good now.
Oh shit.
But just FYI, I guess that's all we did. We never did anything. Never touched her hand or nothing. So you don't have to.
Legit don't. It's for me. I was just like, she already went on a date with you. Not interested. Not my thing. Yeah, right. I was just like, that's
honestly, if anything. There's nothing to share. I didn't have a piece.
Well, then you could edit.
Anyway, this whole time she's talking about her boyfriend, right? But like, I remember some So the reason why it was such an emotional torment is because I remember a couple of months back when she was talking about her boyfriend, right? She was like, "Yeah, sometimes like I completely forget that I have another human being that is emotionally dependent on me, and I'm just like stop, like get away, right?" This whole time, she's always saying, like, one of my life goals is just to go somewhere and then just, like, disappear there, you know, leave everything behind, but the only thing holding her behind is her sister, right? So I'm just like, bitch, it sounds like you really don't fucking like your mans, right? So on top of me thinking already that she doesn't like her mans and she's, like, willing to, like, disappear somewhere, you know, out of the blue, she's just, like, tired of having someone be emotionally dependent. Her and I had a lot of the same opinions on stuff, so I was just like, Dap it up, homie. You know, you a G now. But on top of that, you know, I don't know if there was any like form of discourse between her. I don't know anything about her relationship other than, you know, just a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like, I get the feeling
a couple of off-putting comments.
Yeah, a couple of off-putting comments, and I'm just like, I don't know if you like him or not. Like, it seems like you do, you know. But I don't know what goes on in that hotel room once you know, we go our separate ways. So, whatever, you know. I know that she always talks about her sister, so I'm like, okay, it's like her relationship with her sister is much like mine and Christian's, you know, we're close.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, I remember there was like one time that her man's called her while we were driving back, and like just the tone that she took with him when he was on the speaker inside the car because it's connected by Bluetooth. I was just like, why do you say I'm done with this shit already? And I'm like, whatever. Oh, funny enough, we were there during Valentine's Day weekend, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was a whole thing.
Nope.
That's the missus.
Snakes.
A good one.
Aquí todavía. You got it, boss. You're outside Christian's house? You see, I told you she was gonna do what my mom did. I told you guys. You see, I called it. I told Nancy too. I was like, watch, Maria's gonna pull up like my mom used to, and she's gonna be banging on the door and shit. Yeah. I see you outside. You're about to get the Keltec pointed at you, homie.
She's about to get the musket pointed at her. Touchdown, Patriot!
It's the thumper.
Alright, bye. See you at home. Bye.
Yeah, it's loaded.
Fuck. It's 9:50.
Loaded. Or at least not in the chamber.
I'm dead ass laughing that she showed up what your mom did.
I know.
What a prediction.
But I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people say too that you date your mom, or as a dude you date your mom, as a guy you date that. In terms of personality traits, I think you'll find little bits and pieces like it. But I mean,
this one takes the pie. This one takes the fucking pie.
That's pretty on spot with your mom, so.
No.
No, I just need her voice to like stay at a very, very high volume.
Whiny pitch.
No.
And in Spanish.
Yeah. And in,
No, she already hits me with that Spanish.
oh. Yeah. So.
She got that from her mama though, but
her mom's cool though. That's
her mom's
the
cool.
thing though. Is
Her
like,
mom's
how
a
did she
thug.
not turn out like her mom? Because her mom's cool.
Her mom's a thug. Her dad's a thug too.
Her dad's
but-
hella chill. Like, of all the people's parents that I've met, hers are the coolest for sure. Like, they're mint. I never talked to his mom, I don't think, ever. Once. Either of their moms, really.
Oh, shit.
Dinner ready at your house.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so, this whole time,
Oh, fuck.
Whoa,
I'll
our
watch
whole
you back.
trip, just sitting on, A, my manager went on a date with my brother and has been to my house. B, I don't think she actually likes her boyfriend that much, right? Just because of, like, some other comments that she had told me beforehand, right? C, first thing she tells me, you know, like, when we get in the rental car, she's like, oh, I fully expect to get close to you on this trip. Just, right?
What?
And then
Close
D,
to my
just the
D.
random, out of nowhere, just touching me. I'm just like, what?
There was a lot
Right.
of potential there. Not
There was
gonna lie.
There was.
But at the same time, sitting on that knowledge that I had, I was just like, I don't want nothing to do with her.
And absolutely funny enough, like I told my parents about the whole thing. So I was like, yeah, I was like, that's it's the guy. Remember a long time ago, Eddie and Maria was setting me up with the girl. I was like, yeah, that's her.
We're like, what the?
And then my mom, I don't know while you had left already or it was before you left, that she was like. She's like, oh, well, you're going to be in another state with the girl for 2 weeks in a hotel room, in a hotel, like,
that sounds
yeah.
pretty fun.
No, I would
my
say-
mom was like,
Yeah.
what could happen?
I would say at the end of it, through all the awkwardness and weirdness,
I just see the Asian dude from the memes. Oh, they fuck.
you know,
Just straight up.
I can say that I protected my butthole that whole time. At the end of it, though, I'd say we became pretty good friends.
You had a peg
Yeah.
plug?
Yeah, she's cool.
She was cool people. We got so unbelievably high on the last day.
This is the part of the story that I'm hoping you wrap up with.
Disgustingly high.
Shut up.
There's no such thing as
No,
disgusting.
Gustavo. So we stopped by a dispensary, right?
Why are you talking so low?
Because my parents don't know, right? We stopped at a dispensary, right?
You're fucking retarded.
I'm tired.
And
I'm just saying.
I was like, I don't really want to smoke anything. I don't want it to stick to my clothes. I want
Weed
edibles, right? So I was talking to the dude, and he was like, he's doing his sales pitch, and he describes these edibles. He's like, so for people with that, edibles don't do anything to you. It's like, these ones that are infused with CBD will put you out. And I was like,
Bet.
bet.
Like,
So, right.
I don't believe you.
So, I get 2 little packages of them. It's 10 gummies each. Each one's 10 milligrams of CBD and THC.
Oh, shit.
Right? So they're going to relax you. I eat 6 of them, like, immediately in the car, right? Before we even get our food. Cause
I'd swear on everything, one of those would put me out.
Yeah. So I'm already floating 60 milligrams, right? Before I even get to the hotel is when it starts getting, like, the brain starts...
Getting the fuzz.
Getting the fuzz, right?
No,
I didn't know it yet.
but
I
yeah.
hadn't even known it yet that I was starting to get the fuzz. I pop another one when we get there, right? And I got her some and I gave her some, right? Because the idea was we were just gonna share it, right? She thought that I was gonna get the edibles for myself, but I was like, nah, you're a homie. I'm gonna get you your own too, right? So I got her a pack of them as well. And then we had a pre-roll, right, that we bought. This thing was A, a hybrid. B, the paper was wax paper, right?
It was wax infused.
So it was a wax infused paper on top of, like, it was a sizable pre-roll, right? On top of these CBD THC edibles. Dude,
I'd be seeing sounds.
we got off the car.
Yeah, you guys.
We got
He's already high as fuck from describing
we
that.
got off
Pretty
the
much.
car.
Eddie looks like he's sweating.
We're figuring out,
I'm
like,
about
okay,
to.
where's the
I was
path?
getting into the fan.
We're figuring out where's the path that we're gonna walk, right? There's a sidewalk behind the hotel, like, kind of separated from it, following along the parking lot. And that thing is, I would say, probably about 150 feet, right? It's pretty short. No, I'd say probably about 250 feet, right? So we start about, like, halfway into the walk, right? And we both, like, kill that thing, right? We make it to the end of the sidewalk. We walk back because we left our food in the car. By the time we turned around, I'm not remembering anything.
Who went first? Who hit the pre-roll first?
She hit the pre-roll first, but I hit the gummies first. So I was first in the day.
Damn.
So by the time we get to the stop sign at the end of the thing, because it was at the main road that drives into it, there's a stop sign there. I'm not making memories. Like, there's little glimpses of stuff, but I can't access past memories without, like, really thinking about it. And by the time we get, like, halfway back, I'm already feeling it, like, in everything. I'm starting to repeat stuff, like motions and stuff. I'm, like, stumbling.
Where the fuck was I going?
Dude, I'm stumbling, like, trying to figure out, like, how to get... we got Mexican food, and I'm, like, trying to, like, not spill the salsa on the food, but I was stumbling, dude. That thing, there was one of them that popped open and spilled everywhere.
You gone?
I was...
It had you all over the place.
Gone, dude. And we both knew, like, oh, this is our last day. We gotta pack all our stuff. We gotta throw all the trash out from the car. So we're figuring out, like, you know, what stuff we need to take out of the car, throw away,
Practically
blah,
how
blah,
to
blah.
function.
But you're
Right.
fucking lit all at the same time.
Pretty much.
Right? We make it, like, we do our stuff. We get our food. We start walking in. And she's like, I think I forgot to lock the car. And I was just like, okay, well, let's go back out, right? At some point, I reached into my back pocket and pulled my wallet out for something. Oh, grab a key card to hit the door outside. And somewhere in that process, I dropped some money on the floor. So I walked in. She's like, oh, I gotta lock the car. Right? I pull out my key card. We go back. And I'm like, oh, I left my money behind. I dropped some money on the floor. I think it was the first time I pulled out my key card, unlocked the door. Right? We go in. We get halfway down the hallway. Right? She's like, oh, I forgot to lock it. I look back. And we're like, okay, let's go. I see, like, money on the ground. I'm like, oh, that's me. I'm like, that's money. I didn't even know that I dropped it on the ground, right? Pick it up. We do our thing. We struggle to, like, assort our food and figure out whose food is what. right? And like on the elevator, oh my goodness, the elevator ride, I swear it took forever. Right? It was one story. We were on the second story. The elevator ride was like 3 minutes long, dude. Because we got there and there were some people out there and we let them go first and do their thing. It was a mess, dude.
Like Deadshot.
Dude, our eyes, we were gone. Meanwhile, she's like, oh, this whole time, haven't packed any of my stuff yet, right? Gotta fold it up and everything. And she's like, before she left my room, she's like, pack your clothes, right? I'm just like, I'm not gonna be able to.
I don't think I can do that.
I was like, I don't think I can pack my clothes. I end up folding all of it, right? I fold all of it. I swear it took me like an hour to fold all of it. It would have taken maybe 10 minutes here, you know? But I would stop, lay down, check my phone, almost fall asleep, get back up, start folding something,
and I do the same thing.
Turn on the TV, lay down, watch whatever's on TV, get scared by whatever's on TV because I look at on some like murder mysteries or something. So like freaking
get
out.
that heart
getting all that paranoia.
Yeah, get that heart.
I switch it to some other movie that's like getting me like. I turn the TV off, go back to folding clothes. I go to the bathroom, I poop, I beat meat. I go back, lay down, get up, fold my clothes, lay down, get on my phone, get up, fold my clothes, eat my food. Couldn't taste my food. Couldn't feel my food, so I didn't eat I got a breakfast burrito. It was eggs, bacon, and potato and cheese, right? Mm-hmm. Couldn't taste it at all, right? Just because like fuzz, just gone. Couldn't feel it, right? When I was chewing it, could barely feel it going down my throat, and I almost like choked a couple times. Meanwhile, I have hella water on me, right? So I'm hydrated, but I cannot eat whatsoever. So I'm doing that. And then at some point, after I get like majority of my clothes folded, if not all of it, but not put away yet, I'm just like, she said at some point, she's like, text me like, before you go to bed, blah, 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 whatever, right? And I'm just like, folded all my clothes, not putting it away, I'm going to bed, right? By this time, she was already out. I thought she was going to fold her clothes as she described it to me. She was just like, no, I just laid down, ate my food, watched TV, and went to sleep at like 9. We got to our hotel at 7. Took me 2 hours to fold all my clothes.
Jeez.
And then I'm thinking, okay, I can finally lay down. I did everything. I'm cool. I'm happy. I wake up, still high as all can be.
Shut the fuck up.
I wake up and I'm still like wobbling, stumbling, can't remember a thing, not forming memories, brain not there. I have to pack all my clothes, check out of the hotel, and get into the car. I was supposed to drive in the morning.
Oh, fuck.
Right? She comes out, happy as a clam, perfectly fine. Like,
sober as a gopher?
Yeah, once all my stuff's packed up and I made sure I didn't leave anything, behind and blah, blah, blah.
Clam.
We get out, and I checked out first. And I think I went to the car before her. I'm eating food. I had leftover food in the fridge, a couple days old, right? Yeah. Divine. The ribs that were awful the first day that I got them were so good. Some like 4-day-old Popeye's chicken I was tearing into. Some chicken wings I was also tearing into. Those were like a week old by that time too. But I had them in the fridge the whole time. They're still fine.
Can't go wrong with week old Popeyes.
No, it was just a bunch of old meat. I was just eating it.
Old meat.
I get to the car and she's like, "What's up?" Right? And I'm just like, I'm still so unbelievably high. And she's like, oh shit, are you kidding? I was like, dude, I can't drive.
Well, you better fucking drive, yo.
She's like,
I'm
okay.
gonna pass out again.
She was like, okay, I'll drive. It wasn't until I think like 20 minutes outside of Phoenix after I took a nap that I like
sobered up.
In that time, we passed by 2 like traffic traps, speed traps. The freeway that was there, there's bushes in between, right? Mm-hmm. And there's cops that like to hide in between them and pull people over, right? At one point, this bitch was going like 90, flew right past a cop.
Oh, God.
Didn't pull us over. Everybody else was going the same speed. But meanwhile, like, it was the weirdest thing. My instincts kicked in. I was like looking out the window, not knowing what's going on. My eyes are open, but I'm not seeing anything. Like, it's still black in my head. Mm-hmm. I get up and I'm like, because I feel some immediate sense of danger, right? Couple seconds later, there's a cop right there in the road, right? And she's just like, you gotta warn me. I'm like, girl, I am not here. I'm like, mouth is working, brain empty, no thoughts, right? I'm on instinct right now. I told her, I was like, I knew that cop was coming. I didn't even see him, but I knew
like
he was
fucking
coming.
deer in headlights.
She's like, you gotta warn me on these
Like
things.
I knew the box was coming, but I didn't know what to do.
Like an hour later. Like an hour later. Yeah, like an hour later, she's going like 100, right? I'm looking out the window. Instincts kick in again. I look at the road, I'm like, there's a cop right there. She's not paying attention. I'm like, there's a cop right there, slow down. And she slows down before the cop even sees anything. And she's like, see, that's what I mean. I'm like, girl, I wasn't even here. Like, something in my stomach told me danger, right? I shot up. My eyes opened up, started making memories,
Slow down.
Looked at the road, and there's a cop there. And I'm just like, slow down, right? After that, I passed out for like 20 minutes. Come out like Ace Ventura. I'm like, I have exorcised the demon. Like, I am fully conscious and awake, and I'm just like, all right, what's the plan? She wanted to get something to eat, but I was just like, yo, you got to be there like 4 hours earlier when you're going to an airport like Phoenix, because of how packed it can get. It can get busy. Takes forever to get through security and everything. Blah blah blah. We got there super early. By the time we were out, we only had like an hour until our flight. Maybe 2 hours actually. She was like, I wanted to get something to eat. I'm like, I'll cover you. I was like, I was way too high to function. I cannot, like...
There's airport food, too, no?
There was a Wendy's in there, but she didn't want any. The line was huge, too. And I was like, I don't blame you. Yeah. Somehow, in this whole entire week, I caught coronavirus. Somewhere in there. Right? It wasn't until Wednesday I woke up with a sore throat. I thought it was from coughing my lungs out. Right? No. I woke up and I was just like, oh, my throat kind of hurts, right? And then I get back, right? I see everybody. I'm like, oh, hi, whatever, blah, 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 you know. He's back after 2 weeks, whatever, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then one day, I'm eating, right? Because I started keto again during that time, so my body's hurting at some point, right? Because there's this thing called keto flu. You get far enough into the beginning stage of ketosis, your body hurts like you're sick, right? Because your body's readjusting. And I'm just like, oh, my body kind of hurts, right? And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then it stays, right? And somewhere in that time, I'm like, I can't smell or taste anything. This has happened to me already during the pandemic. I had a pretty bad sinus infection, right? I come back, and I'm just like, I'm, feeling sick, can't taste anything, blah, 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 right? And I'm like, I'm going to go get tested. I don't think it's anything. I feel perfectly fine. No, son. After I get that test, right? That's when the fever, that's when the headache, that's when the body aches, that's when the chills hit, everything. 4 days straight, I'm in my room, just like dying. My the weird thing was, it was my quads, and then the like underside right here, like the back of my thighs, body aches, and then my lower spine, right? Weird. It's like my spine was like twisting in on itself, like all that. That's how the pressure felt. Like it was just constantly in on itself, and that was where my body aches were. Just like the lower, like my legs and whatnot. Headache could only keep my eyes forward, like at rest forward. If I looked up, killed me. If I looked down, killed me. Side to side, just all of this killing me. Meanwhile, 100 and something fever for a couple days straight. Every time I fell asleep, I'd put my blanket over me. I'd be sweating. The moment I took it off, shivering cold, right, from the chills. And then when I'd finally get to sleep, which I don't know how I managed. I think I was still physically exhausted from the trip, but I was able to still sleep at like 9, 10 every night. Craziest dreams of my life. I remember I would wake up from these dreams, consciously acknowledge I'm in my room, looking at the ground, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But whatever I was thinking of or doing in my dream, I was still trying to figure out how to do it, right? So, for whatever reason, in one dream, I'm working at, like, a gun factory. Actually, I had gotten hooked on this guy named Brandon Herrera. He's, like, some gun guy on YouTube, and he bought an AK factory. He's really into, like, Soviet weaponry and stuff, so I was on that, right? Yeah. I was like, oh, this is all really cool stuff. I had been watching his videos all day. I go to sleep. I have a dream that I'm, like, that I'm tasked with, like, coming up with 5 new types of like AK-style rifles or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So in my dream, I'm like, gunsmithing, putting stuff together, blah, 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 right? And I remember at one point waking up and being like, thinking of a gun design to put together to submit to my dude in my dream, right? I'm stuck on this for like 2 hours, right? I'm conscious, fully awake in my room, looking at my ceiling out the window and stuff, right? One part of my brain is being like, dude, you're the dream's over. Like, you're not, if you fall back asleep, you're not going back to the dream. You're not, gonna go into it. But for 2 hours, I'm just like thinking of a gun design, right? I go to sleep, I go back to the dream, submit it, wake up, start the process over again of being physically like recognizing I'm no longer asleep, right? Dream's over. Everything in there that, happened doesn't matter, right? And yet I'm still thinking like, whatever, that gun design was fine, and blah, blah, blah. I don't care if you didn't like it, right? I'm just like, what? Oh, this happens for 2 days, right? Third day, fever went down. I think I slept with Tylenol that day. Fever went down, slept like a baby. Next day, fever didn't come back. But that was like the weirdest part of having.
It's almost like hallucinations, but still dreaming.
Dude, it was horrendous, right? Because the whole time I'm uncomfortable. Fever dream, right? It's a really bad fever dream. Not bad, but like it's just
fever
stuck
dreams.
On it.
Fever dreams, a fever dream.
I'm stuck on it, but the whole time I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm super cold. At the same time that every time I take my blanket off, I'm cold, and my back hurts like no other, right? And I'm just being like, I'm in so much physical pain, and then I'm just worried about this whatever like 5 gun designs I had right in my brain. Trying to submit to my boss in my dream, right? And I'm just like, whatever. I go to sleep, I wake up, resolving the issue I had in my dream, and I'm just like, I wake up and I'm like, oh, yeah. Couple hours later, once being on my phone again, because the whole time I was trying to avoid my phone, because I knew it would keep me awake. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I was trying to sleep, like trying to
rest.
Just be like, yeah, exactly, just trying to rest and try and sleep through as much of the virus as I can at that point. Right? I remember waking up at like 3 in the morning, right? I checked my email, and my hospital was like, oh, you have coronavirus, right? And I was like, God.
How come it's always in the middle of the night?
It was one day after getting tested, and they said it's going to be like 2-3 days before you get your results. It came by faster because I think the day I went, there was only one other car in line. Usually it's packed. So I'm pretty sure they got the testing for it done a lot faster because there wasn't a high volume that they had to go through. Got that in the middle of the night, and I was just like, I thought that beforehand, before I had even gotten the thing, I was like, man, if it's positive, like, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. Like, I was genuinely scared. I was like, I don't know how my body's going to react to it, right? And when I get it and I see it, I'm just like so stressed out from my dream. I'm just like, I don't even care about it, right? I get up at like 5 to go poop or something. I come out, my dad's awake, and he's just like, oh, like, how you doing or whatever, right? And I'm just like, oh, I got my test results. He's like, oh, what were they? And I was like, what do you think? Positive. So I spent the next week just barricaded in my room, essentially. That was the worst of it, right? Just coming off that long work trip.
And just like being isolated.
Right. Just coming off, it was a long week, right? And honestly, having the coronavirus made me forget about a lot of the stuff that happened.
No, I fucking bet.
And then just like laying down, being tired, right? And then on top of all of it, right? This girl that I was talking to from college, right? I've been to her house a couple times. She lives next to my aunt, like pretty close around there, right? I've gone over, been in her room, blah, 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 met her boyfriend and all that. I was like, oh, cool people, but I had a thing for her in college before I even knew she had a man's, right? Mm-hmm. So we have our own whole history.
What is it with you and girls with their boyfriends?
Ah, dude, it's a curse. Man. It's a curse. Literally everybody, like every girl that I've developed an interest in, always has a man.
And they're like, you're just so much better than my boyfriend.
Yeah, but they don't get the point. Dude, right? Hey, let me just date you, bro.
So I had known about them for the longest time. She's cool. She's a homegirl. Blah blah blah. Right. But I have like this history with her. I remember there was one time she was like, "Oh, you want to learn this song for me and whatever." Blah blah. This was actually a story that I told Marissa in Arizona. I was like, "Oh yeah, there was this one girl that I was talking to." Right, and we were like hella flirting and stuff, like at school.
Ooh, that's
blah,
always
blah,
best
blah.
to get them jealous.
Right, flirting at school and blah blah blah. And I remember she was like, "Oh, like learn this song for me or whatever." Blah blah blah. I ended up learning it, right? And she's like, oh, yeah. And I was like, and guess what? And she's like, she had a boyfriend. I was like, she had a fucking boyfriend the whole time. She was like, what a whore. I was like, thank you. I was like, thank you. I'm like, dude, months of this, like, just being like, you know, like, what's going on between us? And she's like,
like, oh, I have a boyfriend. You bitch.
Yeah. It just turns out she's actually just a genuinely nice person. And I was just like, God damn it. Right? So, anyways, I had this thing for... Been to her house, mind you. Been to her house.
Give me 10 minutes.
Yeah. Been to her house on a couple of occasions.
Give me 10 minutes and I'll tell you everything that's going on.
Yeah. Been to her house on a couple of few occasions. You know, I'm just like, okay. Halfway into my quarantine, I learned that recently she had broken up with her mans. Right? Minutes after learning, she started streaming on Twitch actually, and she like got like a pretty big following. And I was just like, oh, cool, you know, whatever, blah blah. She's doing her stream. She tells like the story of how her and her man split. Right?
Jesus.
Minutes.
Real quick though.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
How many people are simping over her?
All of them. 100%. All
Is she
of them.
bad?
Yeah.
I'll show you her.
I always
right
want
now.
to see it. I really
Anyways,
want to see
so
you want to see
minutes.
it. Yeah.
Just cancel. Just ignore it. Minutes.
It's a death sentence.
You're gonna get away.
Just tell him. Stan was telling you this really enthralling story. So,
I was like, what'd you expect? I haven't seen him in fucking months.
Yeah.
minutes after she tells me this story, right? Or that she's single, right?
She comes knocking her.
She was like, "Oh,
I'm gonna call him.
I'd already told her that I had corona, right?" It's just answer it.
Just answer it.
Just answer it.
Yes, honey. No. You're still at Christians. I'll be on my way right now.
Yeah, I'm almost done with my story.
Let us Stephon finish with
Listen,
his story.
I went on a 2-week excursion in Arizona, and then I caught the coronavirus and like a bunch of other stuff. I'm trying to update Ed on it.
Oh, fuck. Alright. Alright. She's pregnant and can't carry a baby, so I have to go pick up the baby. Out of the car, parked outside of the house.
Where's she at?
She's been parked outside of the house waiting for me.
Right here?
Okay.
No, my house.
Oh, damn it.
She can't carry the baby.
She's stranded Darcy in the car because...
Dude, Darcy can walk. The hell?
Wait.
She's asleep.
Wait.
Wake her up.
Hell no. You know how hard it is to put the little demon back to sleep?
Is she big?
Melatonin.
Is her stomach big already?
I talked to Ray about that, Maria.
Is her stomach big already?
Who?
She's showing. She's
Oh, yeah,
showing.
she's showing.
Yeah.
Alright.
So
She's
anyways,
a coward.
minutes after she's like, oh, you know, I broke up with my mans. She's like, oh, you should come over. And I'm like, I just got done telling you I got Rona, and you just got done telling me that you just got done with your mans, and you're telling me to come over and watch this tournament with you that we're watching with her on the stream. I was just like,
Was it
I was like, girl.
What kind of tournament, first of all?
It was a road company tournament.
Okay, I thought so.
And I was just like, girl, like, I got the coronavirus. And she's like, oh, it shouldn't be a problem if I have it too. And I was like, bitch. I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, we'll just die together, bro.
I was like, okay.
We'll
Basically, she was saying...
We'll increase the coronavirus in this area.
She doesn't have it, but basically she was saying, she's like, I don't care if you give it to me. I was like,
she wanted
and then, after that, she was just like, oh, what if our strains combine and make a super strain? I'm like, you trying to combine? What's going on?
Jesus.
So anyway.
I'll make a super strain with you.
I'm just like, oh my god. I'm like, girl, I just went through hell in Arizona, and this is immediately what I'm greeted with. Now I'm just like, what up? You know what?
After that, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck is next?
I'm like, you know what? Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, what's next? Like, I have work on Sunday. I haven't been there in several weeks because I was supposed to go back to work. And the day before was when I lost my sense of taste. I told my boss, I was like, yo, I can't taste nothing or smell. And I have a fever and headache. And she was just like, I got you covered for 3 weeks. And I'm like, I was already like a week into it by then. I was like, I don't think that's necessary. I'll update you on my condition. Right? It's been a long month for me. It's been a very long month. And then finally, now, out of isolation, alive, strong as ever, right? And I'm just like, so what's next? Just like, what's next? I'm like, do I address the weird stuff that happened in Arizona with my boss, manager? Right, because she was telling me, she's like, oh, I'm actually going to step down as manager or whatever because she didn't want to do whatever it was that she was taking over for our boss. And I was just like, yeah, that's a whole lot of thing right there, too. I'm like, all right, whatever, blah blah blah. That's the whole thing. I put that on hold. I'm like, you know what? Your mans can have you. I want nothing to do with you. I am good, right? And then this like
GTFO.
option, this option over here suddenly is on the table again, and I'm just like,
what are you doing to me?
what? Anyways, let me show you what she looks like because it'll make a lot more sense. Funny enough, I think I've spent more time with Marissa, like knowing them on a personal level than I have this one. I thought that was weird, but hey, 12 days stuck side by side with someone will do that to you.
Propinquity.
A lot of propinquity between the two of us.
It's just a word that more or less means like how much time you spend with the person and the likeliness of actually dating them.
Oh shit.
I would say this is her best photo.
Because it's a Halloween costume?
Right, but like...
Oh, sorry. Then.
Oh yeah, because you're hitting dimes, not gonna
There's
start out
more.
the bat.
You can obviously scroll through it, scroll up and down.
Hey.
Right. Those are old pictures. The updated her, she's got a hairstyle that I like, that I die over.
So why didn't you give it to her?
Did you not?
Which one?
Hey.
She didn't care. She even said it.
Do you think that
About to eat shit.
for a second
I would.
Yeah.
my mom would let him leave with the fucking
I would
girl?
have snuck
He'd
out.
have to. Yeah, I was gonna say he'd
Yeah.
have to bust out the window,
Bust
homie.
out the window. Get an Uber real quick.
Yeah. Anyways, so I have Siren over there just being like, yo, come over. And I'm just like, bitch.
You didn't try and postpone that and be like, can
Speaking
I come
of
over
sirens,
after?
Before they send
No,
the
I
sirens
told her
from
that
my
I'm running. I was
Before-
actually doing
before
my
they
ranked
send an
games with her
ambulance for you?
before the podcast.
Oh, okay.
She's
That's
gonna
tight.
bust her
I was
own
on stream
ambulance.
with her,
Yeah.
playing and whatnot. Yeah.
Sorry, I
Did
had
we
a feeling
kick you
about
off of it, or she just
Basically.
like...
But I was like, nah. I was like, we had some British dude in there. He was hella cool. It was funny. I was like, another British lad to add in the book of British lads that I'm collecting. I don't know why I have so many
Well,
British friends.
At this point, we might as well wrap it up since we gotta lose somebody.
Yeah, I
I
gotta go get my balls bitten off.
Jesus.
As
Alright,
in-
you already got your head on.
It's alright. I already have 2 kids. I don't need them anyways.
Okay, man. Just give me the word and I'll.
Alright.
Oh, never mind. I actually need them. I want to sell them. There we go.
How much do they sell for?
I don't remember.
30,000.
It's gotta be
30,000 for
banking.
both.
For both?
Yeah, 30,000.
A pair or each?
No, for
It's like
both.
16 each.
16.
16,
It's
15
not-
inch.
I could do a lot with
I already have my kids. I could do with 30 G's.
30. A lot with 30.
Yeah,
You
I
can
think
pick up
That's
so.
a down
nice
payment
guns.
on a house, homie.
That's a
I don't
down
know.
payment
I
on
don't
a-
know.
You know,
That's
when
a
you,
couple of
you know
nice
when
guns.
you sell them on the Chinese black market, you don't get paid, right? It's the guy that harvests them.
Yeah, pretty much.
True that.
It's like the joke that they're
Well,
like, oh,
listen,
you harvest a
middleman.
kidney, you get like 3,200,000.
But
Yeah, it's the middleman that gets it because
Yeah.
he's the one that went and got it.
No, it's the person that sells it to a hospital that makes bank. Because sometimes hospitals are like, yo,
Were you there when we went
as
to
long
San
as it's in
Francisco?
good
and
condition.
We
What?
went to San
I'm gonna
Francisco
start farming
one time.
organs.
We went to San Francisco one time, and there was a bunch of Asian people with signs like
X for X organ. This amount for this organ.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like passing out awareness stuff, like, and I was just
Oh, like be aware. This is this much for this, and you're just like, yo, one
No, it's
kidney is like.
and I
how
was
much?
like, yo, this is like, are you guys trying to tell us about organ trafficking? Like people are, because
Or are you,
and
or are
that's
you
when I
looking for
started.
customers.
That's when I started hearing about the people waking up in the middle of the bathtub after getting roofied,
Oh,
and
and
they
they-
got a kidney missing.
Yeah, be waking up in a bathtub full of ice and
Unpaid.
shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, bro, if you're gonna drug me and remove my kidney, slip me like a 1-2K, you know.
At least some
But they
fucking
don't have
pain
to.
meds.
But they
Yeah.
don't have to.
But they don't have to. But like, come on, out of courtesy, you're making
And
bank off of that.
That's how
thing.
they cut corners up. That's how
I'm
they
gonna get a tattoo that says, "If you've drugged me and are taking my organs, slip me like $2,000." You know, like it's the least you can do.
He puts it in replacement of the kidney. He just put the
I'm
cash in
gonna
it.
have a
Just
surgeon
put
insert
the-
a note
Just put
on
the
one
cash
of my
in.
kidneys so that when they go in to get it out and they see it, they're just like, "Huh, shit."
No,
I'm
he
just right
puts-
there in the
I
kidney
see
area.
the
Just
effort.
put a warning. I have a bomb timed on my kidney if it's ever ruptured.
They just
I
give
have
you.
the password. You let me wake up and we'll.
We'll make some business.
If I ever get the inkling that somebody's gonna try and harvest my organ, before I'm even roofied or anything, I'm been like, yo, I'm 100% on board. I just need a little bit of cash. You know, which ones can you take without me dying? I know one kidney for sure.
You'll get a fucking.
It's like I can get rid of a couple other things, you know, that I've done.
I mean, they sold the eyes to you.
I was like, I'll take an eye. You need a test.
Toes.
I can do either.
I heard the toes.
Toes?
I don't need my toes.
Yeah, toes.
Yeah,
a lot of appendages. Fixing, like, you know, people who got mangled stuff. Yeah. I'm down with it. Just, you know, pay me appropriately.
I don't need a toe.
It's like, you don't even need to pay me a lot. Just, you know, give me, like, maybe 1-2% of the total sale. I'm good. You know? Like, if you're going to be taking organs, man. Like,
me being a businessman? No, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to take that shit whether you like it or not.
Well, at that point, you know, it's fight on. You know, I'm harvesting your
Motel
organ.
ice bucket for you.
Yeah, at that point, I'm harvesting your organ.
You know what? You're not getting the ice.
Fuck you. Just cold water in the tub.
At that point, they're learning.
You're not worth the work.
At that point, they're learning, like, what it means to be on the other end of an American. Somebody who's just got nothing because the government gives them nothing. I'm like, oh, you think, like, wouldn't matter? I don't got health care. It's like, it doesn't matter whether I fight you or not. I'm like, I'm ready to go. Gotta love America.
I wanted it on that. Gotta love America. Alright, we'll see you next time whenever
Red boy.
The color of the leaves change because
That's when you'll be let out again.
Yeah.
Either Ed or until I can get Gus's ass in here to sit down for 20 minutes.
Oh, just let me know. I'll spoon him in here.
Alright, we'll try to. We'll see what we can work out.
Yeah.
If you still got your testicles next time.
Yeah, hopefully I do. If I have one, we can still do it.
Maria must like them, so I mean.
I must need them.
He must. There's gotta be
got a
something.
second one.
Alright, bye.
There's gotta be something about him.